again. Oh, what a goal!
Yes, here they come. And on the left, Leicester City.
It was Lawrenson.
And who else but Gary Lineker?
To play an FA Cup final was every player's dream. The European Cup final was big, but as a one-off occasion, the Cup final?
Who is that?
Stanley Matthews.
Are they on a shrink?
He's got his medal. The FA Cup has given us so many memories. I think we might get a few more.
And still Ricky Villa. And still Ricky Villa! What a fantastic run! He scored! Amazing goal! By Ricky Villa! By Ricky Villa!
If you'd have given it to me, I'd have done it without half the fuss.
I remember the ball coming in. I thought, this ball can't be headed. I thought it was a bit low. I thought it's got to be a volley. But all of a sudden, it hit your head, or you went up. And I thought it hit your head.
I thought he was trying to get his head to it to at somebody else.
I think that we all had the same impression, which Trevor. Trevor scored a goal with his head.
Oh, Devonshire's round the back. Oh, right across, it's free. Driven in, and is it a goal? It is. Brooking. Now here's Wright, his first first chance to show what he can do. And he's through. It's right. Oh, what an impact by the substitute.
Wright was on fire that day.
But when you lift that trophy, there is no better feeling.
Mateo shoots! Oh, what about this?
The FA Cup final. Is there anything quite like it? I don't think so. Good afternoon and welcome to the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff for the 121st FA Cup final between Arsenal and Chelsea, the first all-London affair for 20 years. Arsenal are chasing a record-equalling third double and their first trophy for 4 years. You don't need a long memory to recall Chelsea's last win. They're going for their third cup triumph in 6 years. No shortage of great players on show. We'll hear from a number of them. I paired up with Thierry Henry, Arsenal's potential match winner. And we'll hear from the man trying to stop him, Marcel Desailly, with his new central defensive partner. It's bound to be an emotional day for Emmanuel Petit. We'll get the Chelsea player's thoughts as he prepares to face his former club. And we'll catch up with Arsenal's man of the moment, Freddie Ljungberg, looking to go one better than last year. We'll be looking back at the road to Cardiff. A very busy M4, I'm told. And if you're still awake after all that, you can count sheep. Don't worry, there is an explanation. Everybody's got an FA Cup memory. Some familiar faces will be sharing theirs. And we'll be getting a pep talk from a man who knows a thing or two about management.
I love football, don't I? Bring your boyfriend down tonight if you want.
I don't have a boyfriend.
Whatever. Oh, sorry. That is a man's game. That is, yeah.
I can't see.
Accidental.
So, all that to look forward to. The teams, of course, won't arrive for another hour or so. But when they do, it might just be Arsenal who have that extra spring in their step. Let me explain why. In the 9 finals that have been played here in Cardiff, all the winners have changed in here, the Lucky North dressing room. And needless to say, when the coin was tossed, it was Arsenal who called correctly. Should have them in positive mood. Damien Johnson has been in the Gunners' camp.
Tony Adams didn't pick very well last year, but we trusted him again this year, and he's, yeah, I think the lads look really good.
The competition for snappiest dresser in Cardiff began early. Arsenal are suited and booted a week before the final. The fittings got the camp buzzing, and Arsene Wenger's team looked good to go. The week has started well for Arsenal. The Sunday papers are full of Liverpool's demise at Tottenham. It's a busy week for the Gunners. If they can beat Bolton tomorrow night, they'll have one hand on the title. And then, at the end of the week, the small matter of the FA Cup.
With a great chance, and Freddie Ljungberg has done it again for Arsenal, and they can smell the polish of the Premiership trophy. Arsenal are in
It's a big win for us. A lot of pressure on us tonight. Difficult game. I thought Bolton played ever so well. First 20 minutes put us under a lot of pressure. But you know, we've done what we set out to do, and that was just to get a victory.
Well, these Arsenal fans are certainly leaving the Reebok Stadium happy tonight. Their team's got one hand on the Premiership trophy. This result allows them to clear the decks and prepare for the FA Cup final. The middle of the week, it's time to meet the media. Urgent questions: will David Seaman return in goal, and which two centre-backs will line up in front of him?
It's never said that I would play or whatnot, it's just, or anything, so the day of the game, it's more or less my name's on the team sheet and I'll be going out there to play, hopefully.
I'm very hopeful that I'll play, but you know, we'll have to wait and see. You know, Richard's come in and done a fantastic job, as Stuart did when we played Watford as well. You know, but we'll wait and see. You know, we still don't know who's playing.
I'm training well, so I'm confident. So I've still got a few more training sessions to go. So yeah, it's promising. It's looking up. So I'll be up for selection. Yeah.
It is a cup final, and I consider it just on the day I will put the team out. I feel there's the biggest chance to win the trophy.
There's so many internationals on show that it can't fail surely to be an outstanding match.
By Thursday, top scorer Thierry Henry and England defender Sol Campbell confirm their fitness. The indications are that Campbell will start ahead of Martin Keown and Seaman will be in goal instead of Richard Wright. Arsenal escape the traffic jams and fly into Cardiff on Friday. There's talk of skipper Tony Adams' impending retirement. He may be waving goodbye to his teammates at the end of the season. So the Arsenal players have had a peaceful stay here at their country retreat, none of the sleepless nights that plagued their stay in a city centre hotel last year. They've had a morning stroll, a light lunch and a team meeting. After a busy week and defeat in the final, of course, last season, there's a real determination to get it right today.
Well, this is the South dressing room. Looks just like the other one to me, but as one of the most superstitious players in the history of the game, I'd have hated it. They've tried everything as well. Exorcism, feng shui, the works. Trouble is, nothing has. Chelsea, though, will be hoping to change that this afternoon. Ivan Gaskell has been with the Blues.
Come on, man, come on.
All dressed up, somewhere special to go. The club just off the King's Road likes to play with a certain flair. FA Cup finals, all the rage. Chelsea's third in 6 seasons suits them.
Do you normally wear Armani?
Yeah.
Time to look the part on the pitch. Hasselbank and Babayaro absentees. The recovering Lasso pressing his claims. The final countdown well and truly on. Things are coming together, slowly. Media interest like cup final anticipation growing. Chelsea's left side causing concern. The injured Babayaro running out of time. Lasso aiming to seize the day.
Well, I missed the 2000 Cup final because of a bad ankle injury and wasn't at Chelsea in '97 when they won the cup. So this for me would be my first final if I play.
But what of Jimmy Floyd? The fitness of Chelsea's free-scoring talisman under scrutiny.
It will be a touch and go, but I'm doing everything to get there.
What's the problem, Jimmy?
My calf. Before the game against Middlesbrough, I got a very stiff calf and I couldn't run anymore.
Yeah, he's a strong man. He doesn't look strong, but he is. So I think it's gonna be all right.
2 days to go, time to pack up and head west.
It's nice to go all the way, and now another, probably the biggest London team of all this season. For me, Arsenal have been the best team. The biggest test. It's a great occasion really for all of us.
What unlucky dressing room.
For the now retired Roberto Di Matteo, a practice run. A career of cup final highs cut short. He'll lead out his old teammates today.
It's the last emotion.
for him on the pitch. And then I think it's a good thing for him to live again this atmosphere.
All present and correct, injury worries receding fast. For Chelsea's squad on Cup final eve, a pause for thought. Come kick-off, there'll be precious little time for that.
See you tomorrow.
So here we are, a clearly relaxed and quietly confident Chelsea squad have put behind them this week's injury concerns at this their Cup final hotel. This where Arsenal stayed prior to last year's Cup final defeat to Liverpool. Unlucky hotel, unlucky dressing room, we'll soon see.
Yeah, but they have won the right to wear their white socks. Arsenal have to wear red today. Now, that's the Chelsea players. Just a few minutes ago, going out for a stroll this morning. Their coach is due to leave for the ground at about 1 o'clock. Arsenal a little bit later. They're leaving at 1:10 from their hotel. Graham Lasso, there's question marks as to whether he'll be fit enough to play today. Now, when you've got two sets of supporters travelling from London to Wales, you need to set off early. So I'd imagine there's already quite a bit going on in the town. Our man in the throng, that's throng, not thong, is Ian Payne.
It's Cardiff on Cup final morning, and everyone's had a pretty early start to get here because of all the supposed traffic chaos. One family I heard of got up at 2 a.m. in London. It took 2 hours to get here. They spent 3 hours sleeping in the car when they arrived, and they look absolutely dreadful. And they're not the only ones who've had an early start. What time did you get up?
About 3 o'clock in the morning.
3 o'clock, and how are you all feeling now?
Very brilliant! Brilliant!
Are you going to last the day?
Of course we are!
We got an Arsenal fan with us, but you know, we are Chelsea boys.
What time did you get up?
6.
Oh, so you had quite a lie-in.
No.
Oh, okay.
We thought it was going to be loads of traffic. They kept saying to leave early, so we left really early. But
Everyone
we're here
left
now.
early.
We're soaking up the atmosphere. And Chelsea are going to win.
You're an Arsenal mascot today.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Jack.
Jack. Where are you from, Jack?
Raynham.
Raynham, in Essex. What is it going to be like today? Going to be good?
Yeah.
A lot of people have arrived here in Cardiff by train from London. There were special trains, some for Chelsea, some for Arsenal, and the atmosphere perhaps not as loud as normal. They were dry trains, no alcohol. All sorts of people here today, not just supporters, former players, celebrities, entertainment everywhere.
Hello, good morning and welcome. It's Saturday, May the 4th. It is the 121st FA Cup final. The Right and Bright show is in the place to be. It's going to be an emotional day for you, your beloved Arsenal, involved in a double. They're chasing the double. This is stage one.
The great ones.
Can they do it?
Of course they can do it. That's why we're here, to pick it up.
What do you think about the unlucky dressing room?
It's all in the mind. They won't lose if they play really good.
Do you think they'll win, Chelsea?
Yeah, I think they will.
You're an Arsenal fan, so you should win because of the dressing room.
Well, we should win because we've got the players to win it today. We've got the run going as well, but dressing room's got nothing to do with it.
Well, the road to Cardiff this morning has been a busy one, but everybody appears to have got here really early because that's the current scene over the Severn Bridge. The traffic appears to be flowing quite nicely. But where did the journey begin? Who better to tell us than travel expert Craig Doyle?
The FA Cup. Without doubt, the world's most prestigious and well-known domestic cup competition, steeped in tradition and history. From that very first final back in 1872 when Wanderers beat Royal Engineers, it's had it all. Great stories, great teams, great goals, and of course the tears. Now, I've been on a few journeys in my time, but none as long as this one, the 121st FA Cup campaign. It's been 9 months of drama and debate, and those football moments only the FA Cup can provide. There's been the upsets, the incidents, the shocks, the passion, great saves, those unfortunate moments, luck, and of course, the goals.
That's a brilliant effort. Oh, what a goal! That was a fabulous shot. And that's a lovely goal. That is a lovely goal. You won't see a better one than that in the FA Cup.
It's a long road to the FA Cup final, but even the longest journey must start with the first step. And this season, that journey started in Somerset way back in August. 504 non-league teams entered this year's FA Cup, but it was here at Street FC of the Western First Division that the first ball was kicked. Street went on to lose 2-1 to Frome Town, but the FA Cup was underway. For the non-league teams who enter at the initial stages, it takes 6 qualifying rounds to even reach the first round proper. And there's always a few recognisable casualties along the way. Newcastle and Ipswich both lost. Well, Newcastle Town and Ipswich Wanderers, that is. And Wembley will not be appearing in Cardiff either. They all lost in the second qualifying round.
And I grow up, I'm going to be good enough to play for Accrington Stanley. Accrington Stanley, who are they? Exactly.
They were knocked out in the third qualifying round. And there were the usual heroics. Dagenham and Redbridge goalkeeper Tony Roberts turned goal scorer in the 90th minute to keep his team in the fourth qualifying round. And for those who successfully battle their way through the qualifying stages, the first round and the league teams lie in wait. The first round took us to conference side Hereford. And remember, giant oaks from little acorns grow. After all, this is where none other than John Motson made his commentary debut.
Radford again. Oh, what a goal! What a goal!
A Mossy return to see it happen again. Hereford knocked out Wrexham from Division 2.
Oh, he's called that one well back, and the volley,
Oh, he set the bar, and Wright scores! Wright has scored for Hereford.
But their FA Cup dream ended at the second round, despite this Gavin Williams goal. And there were the England stars of yesteryear who couldn't resist another crack at the FA Cup. Chris Waddle's soiree into the FA Cup for Worksop Town of the Unibond Premier League ended in defeat against Bournemouth. And Dagenham and Redbridge continued their run through to the third round with wins over Southport and Exeter. As third division Macclesfield beat conference side Forest Green 11-10 on penalties. And FA Cup stalwarts Brigg Town, winners of the AXA Non-League Award, who needed a replay to get past the extra preliminary round, that's 6 rounds ago, eventually went out to Tranmere. James Leach's goal provided some consolation then. The FA Cup always throws up a few characters as well. Neil Gregory kept Canvey Island of the Ryman Premier League's house in order, as well as his own. House husband by day.
Bye.
You off, are you?
Bye-bye.
Give Mummy a kiss.
FA Cup superhero by night. He scored the only goal to defeat big spending Wigan, keeping their record whiter than white.
Do you want to watch Daddy's goal on the telly?
And Canvey Island was to be our venue for the second round, where that man Gregory was the hero again.
If he gets a flicked on, it will find Simpson, and here's Gregory! And that's a lovely goal! That is a lovely goal!
Canvey beat Northampton 1-0 to progress to the third round. The third round of the FA Cup, something worth celebrating. Along with Dagenham and Redbridge, they were the only 2 non-league teams to survive through to the third round. And candidates for the FA Cup goal of the season? Lee Hodges' first round goal for Scunthorpe. And this second round goal from Blackpool's Paul Simpson among the early contenders. So there you go, already 8 rounds into the FA Cup, 643 games played, 2,173 goals scored. It's time for the third round. Enter the Premiership Big Boys.
We'll have more from Craig shortly. There's the fans outside the stadium. That's obviously a group of Arsenal supporters there, a tinge of red. And from our blimp we can get a good view. They're pretty close to the stadium there. I'm sure we'll see it in a moment. There it is, coming up there. It's pretty empty at the moment, I can tell you, but I would say in a couple of hours there'll be over 73,000 people in there. Now, the first of our cup final memories. We've asked a number of famous faces for their favourite reminiscences of cup finals past.
Beautiful cup final days, 100 degrees. There was this heat haze that swept across the grass, making it look like it was moving on its own. Then 3 o'clock came.
Oh, it's scored! Highway's done it! That one. Oh, it's going to be the equaliser! Yes!
But who was it? Was it Graham? Or was it Kelly?
Liverpool relax, and what a terrible mistake.
The players were exhausted. My brother and myself completely drained. Everyone was expecting a replay that was going to happen on the following Wednesday. When all of a sudden Charlie George comes bursting down the middle of the pitch. He plays a 1-2 with John Radford on the edge of the box. He collects the ball back, 20 yards out, and with everything he's got left in his body, he hits the ball into the top corner of the net.
George, he scored! George has done it!
He runs off back down the pitch towards his mates, lays flat out on the grass, exhausted.
George has done it!
And we win the cup! That is my FA Cup moment.
Now, over the course of the FA Cup this season, we've been running a competition to find the football commentators of the future. Well, we've got our 2 winners, and as part of the prize, the young pretenders got a masterclass from who else but Motti.
Well, welcome to the Cup Final Masterclass, and welcome in particular to the 2 would-be commentators who won the mini-mic competition on the Football Focus. So, Will, you're 11.
Yep.
You support?
Charlton Athletic, yeah.
Do you? And what about you, Mark? Where's your loyalty lie?
I'm a Nottingham Forest supporter.
And you're 15?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hansen heads it across the goal. Robinson miskicks. Bartlett safe. Stewart says it's safe, but Yawn is there. It's not the prettiest of goals, but it completes the Charlton comeback with 2 goals in as many minutes for the Addicts, who have surely sunk the Seasiders now.
Douglas knocks it forward and she'll get there to flick it on. Robert might be in here. Robert strikes it. Oh, what a goal from Robert! Newcastle's incessant pressure finally produces the equaliser that they truly deserve.
I'd like to show you this board because this is how I prepare for a match. I've picked a famous game here. This was Germany-England in Munich in September, which everybody remembers. But you can see from this that I tend to use different colours for the players on both teams. And alongside them, I pick certain facts out about them, like the number of caps they've won, the number of goals they've scored. And I've also got to know what club they play for. I mean, for example, if I was to pick, say, a German goal scorer like Carsten Janker, would you have any idea, without researching it, what club he played for?
Bayern Munich.
Wow, you're off to a good start. My goodness me.
Harman now sees an opportunity to put Ballack in possession. And Nerville to Janker! It's a goal for Germany! And it's Carsten Janker! Only 6, but it's gone. And the Bayern Munich player strikes first on his own ground.
OK, now look, we're going to have your first test of the afternoon here, Will, because let's pretend we've done all the homework. Your first major test as a commentator is to be able to identify the players quickly, because that ball does move around very fast, as you know. So let's have a look at 3 or 4 players and let's see how you get on deciding who these guys are.
Paul Scholes.
That is Paul Scholes. Well done, that's off to a good start. He's quite well known.
Mark Viduka.
Mark Viduka of Leeds United, yeah, another well-known face.
Sol Campbell.
Sol, yeah. Arsenal shirt there. And the fourth
Graham
one?
Rousseau.
And Graham Rousseau, who plays for?
Chelsea.
Well done. Very good. Well, that's 4 out of 4. That's a great start, and we'll see now if Mark can match that performance.
That's Phil Neville.
Yeah, very good.
Stephen Gerrard.
Stephen Gerrard in his England shirt, yeah.
David Seaman.
I think we all could get that one with that hairstyle, couldn't we? Well done, yeah.
And Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank.
And there's Jimmy Floyd of Chelsea, yeah. We didn't pick those to make them easy, but they were obviously players that we see quite a lot of. The hardest part will be for someone like myself going to the World Cup and you're suddenly doing maybe Senegal or Cameroon and you're a lot further away from the pitch. Now, I've talked about the speed of the commentary and identifying the players, but there's also the timing of how you deliver your particular comments.
Beckham takes. Gerrard waiting here. Oh, as Campbell getting in first. Now it's come all the way back to Neville. Now, are they offside? No, they're not. There's a chance of an equaliser here, and they've done it. Michael Owen yet again for England. It's the Germans' turn to stand like statues.
Now, you wouldn't be able to count those words, but I didn't either at the time, but how many words do you think I used there in that clip of commentary? What would you, do you have a guess, Mark?
About 30.
Yeah, what would you say, Will?
I'd say nearer 50.
Actually, it was 50. Just have a guess, Mark, how many words you think a radio commentator might have used over the same goal, the same incident?
Almost twice as many, sort of like.
So you're saying
80,
80 or... Not bad. Let's just prove it one way or the other, shall we?
England are a goal down. In comes the free kick from Beckham, and in went Sol Campbell, but he couldn't direct the ball forward. Not a very good clearance from the Germans. Headed back in again by Neville, and a chance for England, and a goal for England from that man once more, Michael Owen. The Germans never came to terms with that high ball which was played forward. It ran kindly for Michael Owen, and Owens put it away, and it's 1-1.
What we proved there, Will, was that the television commentator was only actually talking for half the time, because as Mark said, there were 90 words there, as against the 50 that I'd used when I did the television commentary. Same goal, same moment of excitement, same significance in terms of England, but just needs a slightly different approach. Watching that game at home, Mark, as I think you were, what did you feel about the game?
Well, I thought it was quite, it was a good chance for England because Germany didn't look their normal strong selves, and, well, I thought there was a possibility of the win. But I didn't expect 5-1, no.
I think England scored just before half-time, Will, didn't they? Stephen Gerrard, do you remember that?
Yeah, I was jumping around the house, is excellent.
Were you?
Yep.
Let's have a listen to what happened when Michael Owen completed his hat-trick.
Oh, Owen's through again for England. What a chance for the hat-trick here. Owen! Oh, this is getting better and better and better. 1, 2, 3 for Michael Owen. England lead 4-1 in Germany.
You can't plan for a piece of commentary like that. It's got to be spontaneous. You have to react according to how you feel at the time, and then afterwards it's for other people to say whether you said the right thing or the wrong thing. Now, boys, it's your turn to do a bit of commentary, and I want to just explain, these are what we call lip mics in the BBC. So what I want you to do, Will, is pick up your lip mic, because I'm going to show you the goal. I suppose we've talked about Michael Owen, but the goal David Beckham scored against Greece, well, I think everybody lost control in the last minute at Old Trafford, but I just want to play this goal to you now, and I want you to pretend England are 2-1 down. We're in the 93rd minute, and we're going to see what happened.
Time's really ticking out on England now, and they really do have to get this free kick in from Beckham. He's had a chance here. Here goes Beckham's free kick.
Oh, what a free kick! It's gone right in! Magnificent from the England captain, who has surely saved the day for England. It's 2-2. 93 minutes gone, and England have saved the day.
You did really well there, and the important thing was that you did get the fact in that it was the 93rd minute. You put it in at the end, which is fine. I think we're going to have to ask Mark to do the same thing. I know it's a bit difficult, but we're going to play the same goal again. Just bear in mind, of course, that it really is the last moments of the game. I mean, if England don't score here, they're into a playoff against Ukraine. So the World Cup, which you didn't quite have time to mention there, Will, the World Cup qualification is hinging very much on what happens in the next few seconds here. Let's have a go again, Mark.
Surely now this is England's last chance. The responsibility is with David Beckham, the England captain. This for a place in Japan and Korea. He takes it. Oh, he's done it! Wouldn't you just believe it? David Beckham, the England captain for today, has just swung the ball into the corner and has put England surely to the World Cup finals.
I really like when you said this for a place in Japan and Korea, because that's exactly what he was trying to do there. Now, one thing I didn't tell you earlier, which I should have done really, is that sometimes you get put in a very exposed position as a commentator. I don't mean exposed in terms of what you say, I mean actually from where you're sitting perspective, because there's some very cold nights in January and February when you're doing cup replays, and you do sit usually quite high up. So the commentator's gear and what he wears to keep himself warm is of great importance, otherwise your teeth would be chattering all the way through the broadcast. So this is where the famous sheepskin coat came into my life. This is a current one, and I must admit to you, I haven't always worn this one. I've had 5 or 6 over the years. Well, I think we've got you both suitably attired now. We've managed to find a sheepskin for both of you, and very smart they look too, and I'm quite certain that if you were in the commentary position, that would keep you pretty warm. I think what we need to do now is just have a kind of, not a practice exactly, but the real thing as near as we can get it, being the FA Cup final, which of course is today. Now last year, as you both know, it was Arsenal versus Liverpool, the first one at Cardiff, and it was 2-1 in the end to Liverpool, but not without a lot of excitement along the way. Just let's, I'll tell you, I'll play back the Arsenal goal as I was commentating on it, and then I would like you, Will, to have a go at the equaliser. And then, Mark, you can commentate on Michael Owen's winner. So let's start then. The score's 0-0, and Arsenal are attacking in the second half.
Perez may do something yet for Arsenal in this attack. Freddie Ljungberg! Surely this time, Ljungberg! Goal! Arsenal in the lead! Freddie Ljungberg scores! 26 minutes gone in the second half, and they've got it past Westerveld again, and this time there was no defender on the line. Freddie Ljungberg!
Now then, come on, Will, what about this moment when Michael Owen changes the game for Liverpool?
This is a free kick from Gary McAllister, who's curled in. It's not cleared by Arsenal. It's still in there. Owen with the shot. Oh, he's found the corner! And Liverpool have equalised. It's Michael Owen. 1-1. And Liverpool have clawed themselves back into it. It's all square with not long left.
Well, absolutely right, and very good too, that commentary. It was 1-1, and there wasn't long left. In fact, there was a matter of 3 or 4 minutes, and then when we're all getting ready for extra time, Mark, more drama, and the same man again, but let's hear how you would have dealt with this, this match-winning moment in the Cup final.
Liverpool, can they break away now? Pumped upfield, Michael Owen's onto it, and he's got the beating of Dixon. Michael Owen still, he might go all the way. Oh, he's done it again. Michael Owen has put Liverpool in the lead, and Arsenal couldn't have been expecting that. Michael Owen at his true best has made it Liverpool 2, Arsenal 1, and that is surely the winner.
Well, indeed it was, and I hope we get as much excitement today at Cardiff as we did last year. Congratulations to both of you on winning the mini-mike competition. I think both very well deserved on both your parts, Mark and Will. And the only thing we can do now is look forward to enjoying the match this afternoon. But I just wondered, you know, you've done so well. We have got one other little surprise in store for you as prize winners. Do you think you would be up to doing the actual match commentary this afternoon on the BBC Interactive TV channel?
Great.
Well, yeah.
You'll have a go, will you?
Definitely, I'd love to.
Well, we've got it all in place, and you're actually going to broadcast now on the FA Cup final, and that's well deserved, and it's been great talking to you.
Thank you very much.
Well, there they are, Mark Harris and Will Dalton. Good luck to the pair of you. Very brave boys. Sounds like a terrifying experience to me. And if you want to hear their commentary, if you've got digital television, press the red button. Not yet, though. Please wait till the match starts. Well, Trevor Brooking, you know all about sitting next to John Motson and what that's like.
Can I sit next to those two?
Yeah. They've got the sheepskins on. I mean, it's quite warm out there. The sun's shining at the moment.
A bit disappointed, actually, because of the weather. Motzer's got his beige overcoat on today.
Yeah.
The sheepskin stayed at home.
I mean, he has to do a lot of work as a commentator, don't you? I mean, you've sat next to Motti, and he really does do
those
his homework.
balls are fantastic. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, he does. I mean, you know, they auction them off for a lot of money, really. I
Mm.
mean, you know, it just flows out during the game, but you know, the preparation, all of them do. And Motzer's been doing it for so long, but his enthusiasm is still great. You can see he's
Well, we see
excited.
him in the team hotel all the time, don't we? He's always on the face, always trying to get the teams, isn't he? Before has he got any inside information?
I think he would never say for sure that he has, but I think they all trust him, and he is one of those that really likes then to keep it to himself. Otherwise, then you know, managers won't confide in him. But I think he's got a good idea.
Well, Trevor, you're co-commentating today with John, so you won't be here with us in the studio. How do you think the game will go?
I think on their day, you know, with Hasselbank is fit, we hope, and Good Johnson, Chelsea can beat anyone. I mean,
is there any word on Hasselbank?
Yeah, I think it looks as if. I mean, he had a fitness test. I think you've got to start with him. They're such a partnership. At Old Trafford in the Premiership, they played fantastic. In the Cup, when they hammered Spurs at White Hart Lane, they were great. So on their day, they can beat anyone. I've seen a lot of Arsenal recently. They are flying. I mean, they're so full of confidence. I can't see even Chelsea being at their best, that they're going to actually win today.
The weather at the moment, I mean, it's going to be warm. It's always warm for the FA Cup. Why is that?
It was great on my day because it slowed everyone down at my pace. I think...
But both teams are very technical anyway, so it shouldn't really affect the pace of the game.
We often say, you know, it's going to be a great game, and it's not. But there are so many good attacking players. And I think, you know, Arsenal, I still think they'd be, you know, tempted to play quite an attacking lineup myself, because Viltort, I thought, looked pretty good in the week. And so if you're playing him, Henry, Bergkamp and Lumber, you know, they've got a lot of attacking options. And Chelsea, you know, I think their strength are going forward. Although their defence has played well this season, I still think with those two strikers, you've got to push forward.
A lot of talk about who Arsenal may or may not play at the back, whether it be Adams, Keown or Campbell, two from those three. Who do you think he'll go with?
I think he'll go with Tony Spinali and Sol Campbell. Martin will be unlucky because he's played well, but I think Adams and Campbell will be the central defenders. And then, you know, it's just whether he brings Viltort back. Parler goes inside then, and Edu will be unlucky really. But you know, Freddie Ljungberg is obviously the man at the moment. I mean, Perez, who was outstanding all season, just had that terrible injury, and Freddie just got back. He'd been out for 2 months and took his place, and they've almost not missed Perez.
Okay, Trevor, thanks very much. Look after Motti for us. Keep him calm.
That's right. I'll have to make sure he's got enough hair gel. Change your hairstyle there. But no, he's fired up. He's warming up now, so he'll be all right by 3 o'clock.
Well, have a good game. Right, it's time now for the second of our FA Cup final memories.
It doesn't look like her. It is her. It's not. It's that girl from Birds of a Feather.
Well, look who's appeared on the Match of the Day set. Jennifer Saunders. Jennifer, I know that you're a big Manchester United fan, and one Eric Cantona in particular. And
Indeed.
some happy memories of '96 Cup final.
'96, he scored the most fantastic late goal, late volley.
Against Liverpool.
Against Liverpool, which was very pleasing. And he did it almost running backwards and volleyed through players. It was late in the game.
You meant to get it through those players?
I think he saw the gap.
Was that the skill of the man?
I think God parted them.
Do you really?
Yes, and I think he saw the gap and he went for it.
But it wasn't a very good game, was it?
A boring game.
Yeah, and it needed something like that to just lift it a little.
And I remember screaming very, very loudly at that point. I think I've only frightened my children a few times. That was one of them, and the other was giving birth, I think. But I think that was...
Frightened your children giving birth?
Yeah, screaming. But that was probably the loudest. It was a fantastic goal. And it was great because he was such a hero of mine. And it's wonderful when the hero actually does what sort of... If you wrote it, you wouldn't believe it, but it happened.
He was your favourite Manchester United player?
Yes, I think Roy Keane now, probably.
Yeah.
But, and actually, in that game, Roy Keane, if you see him watching the clip, he's got kind of rather baby curly hair and looks incredibly young.
Yeah, and soft and gentle,
yes.
like he is.
And I chose that because I think it was a good goal. Whereas I think penalties, you could have chosen the 2 penalties, but penalties are a sort of gift, aren't they, really, Gary?
And Crossley has saved it!
Did you ever meet Eric Cantona?
I met him once and he touched my leg.
Did he? Left or the right one?
I think he was reaching for a drink, but I stood in his way.
Was that a nice moment?
Down. It was a wonderful moment, yes.
Were you attracted to him?
He was a very sexy man.
Yeah. Was he? And he could play a bit.
He could play.
Thanks very much for your memory, Jennifer.
Okay.
And they're not in this cup final for a change.
I know, shame.
So will you still watch?
I will watch, of course, yeah.
Good. Yeah, thanks very much for Jennifer Saunders. That's the coach. That's not pulling up at the ground, by the way. That's just pulling up at the team hotel. That's the Chelsea hotel. Obviously, you can see it written on the front there. That's St David's Bay. They'll be leaving shortly. And there you go. There's another coach. That one, I'm assured, is the Arsenal coach, although it's not quite as apparent. Should be leaving in about 10 minutes' time. That's from the Vale of Glamorgan Hotel, both relatively close to Cardiff. just as well with the traffic around these parts. Right, let's pick up the road to Cardiff where we left it with Craig Doyle.
The third round of the FA Cup, where arguably the competition starts in earnest. It's all about the luck of the draw, a chance for potential giant killers to do some slaying, and occasionally for Goliaths to face Goliaths. Aston Villa 2-0 up at Villa Park, 13 minutes to go. Surely that was the end of Manchester United.
Manchester United.
There were one or two shocks in the third round as well, both on and off the field. Remember Ninian Park? Hard to forget it. It was the venue of one of the biggest shocks of the third round. Cardiff City of Division 2 faced Premiership leaders Leeds United. Amidst allegations of objects being thrown at both the players and the referee, it was Mark Viduka that put Leeds in front. Only to see an unstoppable Graham Kavanagh free kick level the score 9 minutes later. An innocuous-looking challenge from Alan Smith and subsequent sending off didn't help Leeds' cause. Nor did accusations of inciting the crowd by Chairman Sam Haman help the already tense atmosphere. With 3 minutes to go, Scott Young settled matters on the pitch.
And it's into the back of the net! Cardiff 2, Leeds United 1!
However, scenes after the match were seen by many as overshadowing the performance. Cardiff went out in the fourth round to Tranmere. There were no such concerns at Pride Park. Bristol Rovers of the third division went to Derby County and pulled off arguably the biggest upset of the third round. A Nathan the Duke Ellington hat-trick heralded a win over Derby. And although Rovers went out in the next round to Gillingham, it will at least provide Rovers fans with some happy memories of an otherwise poor season. Good news too for Millers fans. Struggling with league form, Rotherham beat Premiership Southampton 2-1 to enter the fourth round draw.
Here's Mullin. Oh, what a goal!
Sunderland also pulled up early on the road to Cardiff, running out of fuel at the Stadium of Light to West Brom. There were no such problems for the defending champions. Michael Owen starting where he left off in last season's final with 2 goals. And cue the new kid on the block. Nicholas Anelka scored his first goal for the club in a 3-0 victory. And football clubs will go to all lengths to ensure they can be part of the FA Cup these days. Macclesfield employed heated pitch covers to ensure their game went ahead. Fortunately, West Ham pulled the plug and they lost 3-0. Remember Canvey Island of the Ryman Premier League?
It's just the greatest cup competition in the world. We're there in the third round, lowest long league side. What more can you ask for?
Despite a spirited campaign, their FA Cup dream is to come to an end at the hands of First Division Burnley.
And Ian Moore for a hat-trick! Burnley into round 4 of the FA Cup.
But it was a memorable run for Canvey Island and a fitting example of what the FA Cup's all about.
What would be the ideal scoreline for you?
3-0, with myself scoring a hat-trick. I'd be quietly happy with that.
He's got McDougall to his right. Oh, Junior McDougall, surely for Dagenham and Redbridge, and he's done it. The conference side take the lead after 17 minutes, and it was straight down the middle for Junior McDougall.
But those to be as far as premature predictions went. Dagenham and Redbridge eventually lost 4-1 to Ipswich. I've heard it said you need an element of luck to progress in the FA Cup. Call it luck, call it skill, call it calculated timing even. Either way, it comes in very handy. Norwich versus Chelsea at Carrow Road. And many would argue that Chelsea were lucky to scrape through with a draw, courtesy largely to the man between the uprights, Carlo Cudicini, keeping his team in the FA Cup. As did Steve Marley for Fulham, 2-1 down with 2 minutes to go against last season FA Cup surprise package, Wycombe Wanderers. When that man Marley rose like a salmon to earn the Cottagers a draw.
Fulham squeezing the ball home, just as time looked to be against them.
Fulham won the replay 1-0 to go into the fourth round draw. They would of course eventually meet Chelsea in the semi-final. Chelsea beat Norwich 4-0 in the replay at Stamford Bridge, with just a little hint of Italian artistry. Nice. Arsenal had no problems in the third round. Arsene Wenger renewing acquaintances with old foe Gianluca Vialli at Watford. Henry, simple.
Maybe a torrid afternoon for Watford, and here he is, he's in again. Oh, loose. It's too easy. Carnu's header. Oh, yes. Field talk takes over. Back to Ashley Cole, who's in on Chamberlain. Bergkamp will not miss. They have clinically taken Watford's defence apart.
So, there you go. 64 teams enter the third round, 32 teams go through to the fourth round, and only a mere 5 victories needed to lift the cup. Easy.
I'll rejoin that shortly, but there's the supporters desperately trying to get into the stadium. Well, I can tell them that the turnstiles open, what about now? 1 o'clock, so 112 turnstiles apparently. That's Albert Sewell's notes for you. And let's hear from the Chelsea chairman, Ken Bates. He's with Ian Payne.
Well, it's a big day. Who's your friend?
Well, you know, there's a lot of trouble at Aston Villa when all our fans were throwing the celery. I'm told the Doug Ellis cleaned the lot up and served celery soup for a week. But we thought to avoid any problem today, some of our supporters had these flown over especially from America. So these are plastic celery, so they should be okay.
They're not the sort of thing you could throw on the pitch, are they? They'll be up and away.
Well, I think they'll put up and away, yes, go to the top.
You feeling lucky?
I always feel lucky. I walked under a ladder this morning. You have to be on the safe side. I mean, we've got the unlucky dressing room. We're supposed to have had the unlucky, hotel. Makes you wonder if Arsenal worried about something. I would have thought that it doesn't really make any difference. When we get on the pitch, it's 11 men against 11 men, and all we wanted, obviously, we want to win just as Arsenal do. But this team being watched by over 1 billion people around the world, and we want a great advert for English football, and we should be because both teams play good football.
I've never liked it, you know. Celery, that is. OK, time for another camp report.
My first real great memory of the FA Cup was when my cousin, Roy Dwight, who unfortunately passed away in April this year, played for Nottingham Forest against Luton.
On the right in the light tracksuits, Nottingham Forest, led by Billy Walker, their manager.
And scored the first goal.
Wilson's in the middle. Dwight's hanging back, get it right.
And then unfortunately, the Wembley Jinx, as it was called at that time, he broke his leg and ended up in hospital. And I, as a child, I wasn't at Wembley, but I was at home in my house, my parents' house in Northwood Hills, just going crazy. It was so exciting to see someone who I looked up to as a role model, and Roy was, and him scoring the first goal, and then unfortunately it was dampened, the occasion, by him breaking his leg, but it was still a wonderful afternoon. And of course the second time was when Watford got to the FA Cup final against Everton. And I remember I went to all the games except the last semi-final, which was played at Villa Park, where we beat Plymouth 1-0-0, and I went away to Paris, and I couldn't bear it, the tension. And then the actual occasion itself, against Everton, where we lost 2-0 and underperformed. I think the occasion got to us. I'll never forget it, standing there with my wife, Renata, and hearing her bye with me, seeing the players come out. I've never been so proud in my life as it was that day of our supporters and our team and our manager, and to be a part of that occasion is something that will just stay with me for the whole of my life. So it is an incredible competition. This is an incredible trophy to win. It still means everything, and you know, I'm sure there'll be so many more cup finals that will present incredible matches and incredible memories for everyone.
That FA Cup gets around. Anyway, Elton has also got involved with Sport Relief. He's recorded the campaign single for us. It's a special new version of your song. Here's the world premiere of the video, and look out for a very familiar face.
It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. I don't have much money, but boy, if I did, I'd buy a big house where we both could live. If I was a sculptor, but then again, no. Or a man who makes potions in a traveling show. I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. My gift is my song, and this one's for you. And you can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. I sat on the roof and I kicked up the moss. Well, a few of the verses, they've got me quite cross, but the sun's been quite kind while I wrote this song. It's for people like you that keep it turned on. So excuse me for getting, but these things I do, you see, I've forgotten if they're green or they're blue. Anyway, the thing is what I really mean. Oh, those are the sweetest eyes I've ever seen. I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world.
Well, you have to wait a while before that becomes available in the shops, but someone who knows all about Sport Relief, Steve Redgrave's with us. Steve Redgrave, of course.
Good to be here.
Steve, tell us a little bit more about it. I think everybody now knows that it's around, but nobody's quite sure what it is, when it is.
It's the 13th of July is the actual day it's going to go on, and it's very much along the lines of comic relief in some lines.
Without the red noses.
Without the red noses, but of really trying to get the sports people and sports fans and everyone involved in sport to try and raise money for very good
Which is
causes.
great, because we've had musicians do it, we've had comedians do it. It's about time sport.
The sport's been really left out, and that it's obviously a passion of the world of doing all types of sports. So to try and get them involved, and people have watched sports and everything. So it's going very well. That it's one of the sort of key areas that's been very well supported so far, but we want to keep building it until the 13th of July.
And what sort of things can we expect on the evening stuff? I've heard you're taking part in the old Superstars programme.
Oh yes, that 18 years ago that Superstars went off the air. I actually competed. I competed in that last programme, and that's probably one of the reasons it was taken off the air. But
did you win?
No, I came third.
It's not like you.
No, it's not. I'm not quite sure how.
You can have another go. Do we know who else is taking part in that yet?
They won't tell me. The invitations have gone out as challenging other people to do it, but they won't tell me who's doing it, or they won't tell when it's been recorded. But it'll go out on the 13th of July.
And there's something else you want to bring to our attention, because you must have brought this in for a...
We have, yes. I've been carrying around this all morning. That the sweepstakes that we're doing is that the idea is that you can pick these up from Burton's, and they're off the website of sportrelief.com. And the idea is that, as any sweepstake, is you put some money in, £1 or even more. Half of it goes to Comic Relief, and the other one goes to the winner from the winner of the sweepstakes.
Or even Sport Relief.
Sport Relief, sorry.
That's an easy mistake to make. Steve, I know you're not just here to promote Sport Relief. You are a big Chelsea fan.
I am, yeah, since the late 60s.
Yeah, and what do you think to their chances today?
It's going to be tough, I think. We do not have a good record against Arsenal, that's for sure. Just driving down here this morning and having a look at the paper and seeing past results.
Well, there's your team. They're used to be an Arsenal player, it's a Chelsea player.
Right,
they're getting on the bus. That's they're live pictures from the just outside the Chelsea hotel. Di Matteo goes on, who's going to lead the team out front.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. I was there when he scored the fastest FA Cup final goal. That was really very impressive. Just only got into my seat and then 1-0 up already. That was very good. Something like that today would be nice.
Yeah, it'd be a good start.
But
I'd like to see him play. He's a bit special, isn't he?
He is very special. I'm not sure if he'll start, but hopefully he'll be on the pitch at some stage.
I suppose like all Chelsea supporters, all the talk is of whether Hasselbank will play or not.
Yeah, certainly we'll need them. He's doing very, very impressive at his stay at Chelsea so far.
Tough opposition though. They're also leading at the same time. Tony Adams signing a few autographs. Ray Parlour there. Patrick Vieira, he's not bad.
They're also very talented players, and Henry is their key man. I think that if we can keep them at bay, it'll be
Marcel Desailly knows all about him, doesn't he?
So I think there's a lot of rivalry and friendship between both sides. So it should turn out to be a good one. I know we always say that, but this has got
interesting headpiece from Canu there. There's young Ashley Cole. So looking forward to it.
I am. Chelsea have got the unlucky changing room.
Yeah.
But every time I've gone to see Chelsea, we've always won. So something's got to go.
Well, there's
somebody's record's going to go today.
Somewhere. Something's got to change. So Steve, thanks very much for joining us.
Gary.
And enjoy the afternoon.
I will. Thank you.
Now back to the Sport Relief campaign and a brilliant new competition with a sensational prize. Take my advice. Get yourself a pen.
Sport Relief is giving you the chance to win the ultimate season ticket.
Next year, you and a friend could be in the crowd at all the great British sporting occasions, plus 2 of the biggest sports events on the planet. Australia, Monaco, South Africa, you choose.
If you want to win this total ticket and spend 2003 watching some of the greatest sporting events in the world, this is what you have to do.
Tell us what David Beckham is also known as. Golden Eye, Golden Balls or Golden Shot? Give us your answer by calling 09065 500 500. You must be over 18, entering will cost £1 with at least 60p going directly to Sport Relief.
The Sport Relief total ticket, it's a win-win thing.
As long as it's not Golden Wonder. Right, let's get back on the road. Where were we? Well, Craig will know.
The 4th round followed on from where the 3rd round left off. More wonderful goals. More upsets. And more controversy. A battle of the giants. Arsenal versus Liverpool at Highbury. A repeat of last year's final, a chance for Arsenal to seek revenge. I think it's fair to say the atmosphere was just a little tense.
The crowd now await their heroes. Ori held it up well. And this is Ori again, Bergkamp's inside! In one moment, because of this pullback, it's red. Suddenly the whole atmosphere has changed. The suggestion there is that something was thrown from the crowd and Carragher threw it back. And Arsenal have turned the tables and the FA Cup will change hands.
To come back from 2-0 down once is certainly inspired, but to do it twice, wow.
Oh, Blanc let it go over the top of him, Whelan! Oh, what a mistake by Laurent Blanc! Campbell's free in the middle, surely! It's 2-0 Middlesbrough, and this cup tie is over. The pupil puts one over the master.
But at least the blue half of Manchester was happy. Kevin Keegan's Manchester City giving an early demonstration of their credentials for a return to the Premiership by beating Ipswich at Portman Road. It was a comprehensive victory too, as Man City beat Ipswich 4-1. Ayal Berkovic's volley, another contender for goal, and elaborate celebration of the season. There were more good results for nationwide teams against the Premiership. West Brom progressed to the 5th round for the first time in 12 years. They beat Leicester 1-0 at the Hawthorns, courtesy of this Neil Clement penalty. And First Division strugglers Walsall went through at the expense of Charlton at the Valley. Jorge Leto scoring a brace to put the Saddlers through. Everton were also making steady progress. They beat Leyton Orient. There was continued success for 3rd Division Cheltenham. They beat 1st Division Burnley and followed the signs to the next round.
Third Division Cheltenham Town's first ever appearance in the fourth round would result in their first ever appearance in the fifth round, winning 2-1 over First Division Burnley. And York's revenue-gathering jaunt through the FA Cup was to end in the fourth round at the hands of Fulham. Chelsea once again had a less than convincing route through to the fifth round. The spoils were shared with West Ham at Stamford Bridge, and so to the replay.
He loves to score, and that's how he does it.
West Ham twice took the lead. Chelsea twice drew level, and with the scores at 2-2 and the 85th minute upon us...
Daly! Goal! Is it? No, it's not. Well, we all shouted goal. It came off the inside of the post and stayed out. Goodness me. Oh, that's it, is it? It is! John Terry does it for Chelsea in stoppage time.
They often say your name is on the cup.
The fifth round brought us to Newcastle for the tie that was on everyone's minds, which saw the return of the prodigal son. But there was to be no fatted calf at St James's Park.
Making a great run in the centre. Now he is... Oh, the flag's up again. Here's Solano. Oh, this could be it, but not Solano. And Newcastle have taken the lead. Extraordinary. City could be on for the equaliser. You never know with one shot. This could be it. Berkovic with one shot to his right. Another chance for City.
Arsenal had a fight in their hands against Gillingham, who twice came back from behind to level the scores.
Ty Gooden for Gillingham. That's a brilliant effort. Oh, what a goal! You won't see a better one than that in the FA Cup. What a compliment to Gillingham this is. They've pushed Arsenal far enough for them to use the two players they wanted to rest. Thierry Henry. Oh, and he's got Perez in here, and Wiltord is waiting. Oh, and again Wiltord. Oh, what a volley. What a way to finish a cup tie.
Out of the 8 fifth-round games played, only one was all Premiership. Middlesbrough entertained Blackburn here at the Riverside.
Contention at Middlesbrough. A poor match was brought to life for the wrong reasons with this debatable sending off of Blackburn's Lucas Neal. Ugo Ekiog scored after 87 minutes to put Middlesbrough into the 6th round, though not everybody was particularly impressed with some of the refereeing decisions.
Mr. Barber, who had a minging game.
Well, the only thing minging for Crewe at Goodison was the crossbar.
This is right. It's a good ball. Hulse! Oh, and he's unlucky! So close!
Everton won the replay 2-1 despite going behind. The 5th round proved to be the end for Cheltenham and Walsall. Cheltenham lost 1-0 at high-flying West Brom, while Walsall were beaten 2-1, Barry Hale scoring a 61st minute winner for Fulham. Chelsea yet again had their moments.
A free header into the corner of the net! Richard Cresswell has scored for Preston!
Down 1-0 to Preston, they had Cudicini to thank once more for keeping them in the game.
Oh, what a great save by Cudicini from Macon!
Well, are we going to look back at that incident at the end of the game and say how Chelsea needed their keeper to be at his best?
And so it was to prove. Even though the strike force of Gudjohnsen and Hasselbank combined to give Chelsea a 2-1 lead, it was Cudicini who was once again on hand to deny John Mackin a 90th minute equaliser.
The header from Mackin, what a save from Cudicini!
With Preston's keeper on the retreat, Mikael Forsell's goal, all of 1 minute and 26 seconds later, made the score more comfortable than Chelsea may have deserved. Did I say something about your name being on the cup?
Oh, that's wonderful skill from Forsell. Still going, Mikael Forsell. What a goal! What a finish!
596 teams entered this year's FA Cup. 11 rounds gone and just 8 remain to contest for those semi-final places.
And there it is, that's the Chelsea team bus getting very close to the stadium now. This, I'll tell you, this was the part of the journey that I used to hate most as a player. That's when the nerves are trembling. Always wondering about how you'll feel, whether you'll be feeling sharp on the day. So they've got a little way to go. That should take them, what, about 2 hours, I would think, the way the traffic is. But hopefully they'll get there a little bit quicker than that. Inside the stadium, the crowd has started to filter in. There's a few people in there. A mixture of Arsenal and Chelsea fans. There's a couple of expectant Chelsea supporters. I think we know she supports. I'm not going to say anything about that one. There's a sole Arsenal fan. I'm sure he'll be have a few mates around him very shortly. Right, time now for another FA Cup recollection.
The thing I remember about going to the cup final that year was driving down the motorway and seeing all the scarves in the cars, the colours and the rosettes. But what was particularly thrilling was to see cars with the red and the blue all in the same car, because Liverpool were playing Everton and family and friends would travel together. I'm always proud of that when Liverpool and Everton play each other. It meant a lot, particularly that year, because it was the cup final after Hillsborough. I remember when I got there and met my friends and we went up, and it's always that fantastic thrill, isn't it, when you come out and see that pitch and that crowd and the colours. And we had the songs and the hymns and Abide With Me. And then Jerry Marsden came out and sang You'll Never Walk Alone. And it's probably the first and definitely the last time the Everton supporters ever sang that song with us, but it was a great tribute to the people who died at Hillsborough. And then the game, and we were sat in like these tiers that they had, like sort of over the Kop, which was fab just to be over the Kop. There was like a little box at the side, and it was full of all the foreign correspondents who had little tellies and were busy on the phone, you know, giving their reports of the game.
Oh, there's Rush in there. Rush! Goal! Ian Rush!
And everyone was singing, Rush is back! Rush is back! And these guys were going frantic. What are they saying? What are they saying? Rush is back! And we're saying, no, Rush is back.
Rush! Goal!
At the end, another extraordinary moment when the pitch was invaded and the Kop stood like rocks and said, off, off, off. You could feel this whole anger about what was happening and what could happen, and them trying to control that crowd themselves. And it was extraordinary, and at the end, the Liverpool team just disappeared with that cup held up high above them amongst the crowd. And I don't think anybody would really have minded at all if the result had been a draw that day.
Well, I'm joined by a man who knows all about the events of those days, Mark Lawrenson. Quite poignant, that.
Do you know what my best FA Cup memory is?
No.
In I think it was '86 when we beat Everton.
Well, thanks.
We played awful. You were playing there. I forgot about that. Yeah. And we came in afterwards. You know, did the old parade round with the trophy and all that kind of stuff. Got in the dressing room, got our kit off to go in the bath. 3 supporters in there, fully clothed. Come on in, boys. It's great in here. Absolutely fully clothed. Brilliant.
We've got Chelsea arriving apparently at the ground, so they're very close. They're just funny because about 2 minutes ago they're heading in the wrong direction, it seemed. But
I hope that's not an omen.
I mean, I was just saying that for me that was always the most nervous time, right on the bus. Was it? What was it for you?
Well, because it was a pain because once you left the hotel, you just wanted to get there, you know, get your stuff on and get out and play, and it was a nuisance, I think, as much as anything, because you were prepared, I think, mentally, physically ready to play. And you get there so early, and you say, well, all right, what do we do now? We've got an hour and a half left.
Still quite a popular event, look.
It's fantastic. And I've just been speaking to some people over there in one of the boxes, and they were saying that, you know, this is the first time they've been at the stadium, Millennium Stadium. They said the atmosphere is absolutely brilliant here. Great stadium as well.
Just for the moment. Now, we haven't heard from the managers yet. Here's Chelsea's Claudio Ranieri even, with Ivan Gaskell.
I think every manager dream. It's normal. Every people is important to put the target and fight for this target. Now our target is near, and we want to try to win this target. It's difficult. Everybody know it's difficult. I want to try, and maybe the dream change in the reality.
I sense in you, Claudio, that you are very content here at the moment.
Yeah, I'm happy. I am happy because I have a good link with the players, with the chairman, with everybody. And this is very important for me. Now my English a little bit getting better, and this is very important for me for the communication, to transmit everything I have inside, no? And the first year was very difficult for me. Now a little better.
You talk of Arsene Wenger, the opposite manager on Saturday. What are your thoughts about his achievements and his qualities as a manager?
I think he's very calm, gave the team a good organization, and after this, now he changed a lot. Before, Arsenal played always 4-4-2, traditional 4-4-2. Now change a lot with Pires, Ljungberg, Parlour, change a lot position, and everybody know what they must do. And this is very important. At the moment, I am on the first floor. Arsene finished the building. Everybody say Arsenal is the favorite. It's okay, but I think in a final, 50-50, there is a favorite. Arsenal is a good team, but also Chelsea is a good team.
Well, you have to give him credit, Mark. His language has improved. He said it was difficult early on, but he's doing well there.
I think he's got better. I think one of the criticisms early on with Ranieri, Gary, was that he would change a team not only every week, but also, you know, within the actual match itself, and he would change formations within the game. I think that was a big beef of Chelsea supporters, but he's bought extremely well. I think you can see slowly but surely that they're getting a team together, which makes all the difference. Yes, they've still got that question mark over about the consistency, but he's now started. I mean, the front partnership alone, Gudjohnsen and Hasselbank, is as good as anything in the league, and you would hope if they get the consistency next year that they think maybe Champions League, even the Premier League, is a possibility.
Players getting off the bus there into the ground. We saw Hasselbank going through. We still don't know for sure whether he's playing or not.
He'll play.
You think
he'll play? Oh, he'll play. I just, you know, and it's like the whole question as well about is it Richard Wright or is it David Seaman? I think the FA Cup final, you pick your best 11 players, and then basically, as a manager, you've got no comebacks.
For all your Arsenal fans, by the way, at home, thinking we're being a little bit biased, our helicopter is currently trying to find the Arsenal bus. So I hope the Arsenal bus is not lost and has gone to Swansea or something.
Should have got the Reader's Digest. They find everyone. They'd have found the Arsenal bus.
There's the man we've just heard from. Tense times for a manager. I mean, they have to exhume confidence in many ways, don't they?
Yeah, and I would imagine that he's told them the team already, and he's probably thinking that he can't do too much now to prepare them for the game. He thinks that's all done, and maybe just a case of, kind of 10 to 3, having a little word with 1 or 2 people, and just hope that they get it right today. I mean, I think there is a performance in Chelsea. They'll just be hoping that the performance comes today.
OK, well, Mark, we've still got well over an hour to go until kick-off between Chelsea and Arsenal. Let's remind ourselves of how they got here.
6th round, 8 teams, 7 Premiership, 1 First Division. 4 out, 4 through.
Sudden pressure from Arsenal. Will George. Shouldn't have got the cross, but does. That's a good ball. And Robert makes it 1-1. Here with the chances, Robert Pires. Pires, Bergkamp is in the middle. It's just too easy.
Perhaps just jars his knee as he lands there.
That is a sad sight for Arsenal and for football generally. A spring day out in the sunshine for Arsene Wenger's team. Nothing but a cloudy day for Bobby Robson.
It was also the end of the road for Everton and First Division sole survivors, West Brom. Everton at Middlesbrough saw the reunion of ex-England stars and Borough teammates the Pauls, Ince and Gascoigne. But high spirits before the game would only be celebrated by one of them at the end.
Oh, he's going to be a chance for Whelan, is it? And Middlesbrough are in here. It's a goal. There's a goal for Middlesbrough. Boksic is in the centre. Nemeth goes down the left. Whelan on the ball. And still, surely he can find Alan Boksic. Will it be 2 for Middlesbrough? Against the crossbar. And the rebound goes in. Middlesbrough look dangerous again here. Oh, and Alan Boksic got into it, but it's 3-0, and Paul Ince was in there. What's going to happen here next? This was supposed to be the boring 0-0.
3 goals in 7 minutes effectively sealed the tie before half-time and sealed the fate of manager Walter Smith. It also proved to be Gazza's last game for Everton and perhaps his last game for a Premiership club. Fulham's cup run would belie their increasingly precarious league form. Jean Tigana took the Cottagers into the semi-finals for the first time in 27 years. Steve Marley's 3rd goal of the campaign put Fulham through at the expense of West Brom. But at least they would have other reasons to celebrate come the end of the season. And a London derby that Spurs and their fans would rather forget. Chelsea travelled to White Hart Lane on the back of a 5-1 thrashing in the Worthington Cup. Revenge is sweet.
So to the semi-finals. Villa Park and Old Trafford were the hosts. Arsenal, fighting for the Premiership, took on a resurgent Middlesbrough.
This is Dean Windass, boxing to his right, good save by Richard Wright. Nothing to choose between the sides. This is Wiltshire. Wrong side of the post. Henry made the run. Would have been a brilliant goal. Oh, it's an own goal! Gianluca Festa. This is magnificent by Arsenal. Will Tord and Vieira's arriving. What a goal this could be. It's Will Tord. Oh, and he's missed it. Windass with a header. And Dixon's clearance. This is Alan Boxic. Alan Johnston. Windass and Boxic wait. Johnston picks his spot. And Boxic is denied by Wright. Arsenal are into the cup final for the 15th time. Gianluca Festa has a moment of misfortune, but they have troubled Arsenal today more than most sides this season. But Arsenal have prevailed and they will go to Cardiff.
While Chelsea had another derby, the third of their campaign so far, against West London neighbours Fulham.
London descended on Villa Park for the second semi-final. Fulham, hoping to reach their second ever final, faced Chelsea, hoping to reach their fourth in 9 years.
And here are Chelsea in blue to start the semi-final, which determines who plays Arsenal in Cardiff on May the 4th. Terry! Oh, what a save! John Terry's in there again, and it's gone in. John Terry claims it, and Chelsea take the lead in the semi-final. For Johnson, Lampard's in the area as well now. Oh, he's hit the post. Chelsea are in the FA Cup final.
Well, it's been quite a journey, hasn't it? Over the 9 months, the FA Cup promised you drama. You got drama. It promised you passion. You got passion, and it promised you goals, and there were plenty of those. And it's incredible to think that 596 teams started this year's competition. Now, by the first round proper, that was reduced to 80. And by the third round, when the Premiership and First Division boys joined up, there were 64. 64 became 32. 32 became 16. 16 became 8. 8 became 4. And 4 became 2. And as the 70,000 Londoners who are in Cardiff today will tell you, there can be only one. But hey, don't worry about it, because in 3 months, it starts all over again. I tell you what, I fancy Canvey Island for another run next year. What do you think?
I'm a Dagenham fan.
Long journey ahead.
Well, his maths are good. I'm sure they are when he adds up his travel expenses. He's been around a bit, Craig Doyle. Both teams are now on the pitch. We never did see that Arsenal bus arrive, but I'm sure it sneaked in there somewhere. There's Emmanuel Petit, back on the Chelsea side again. You can tell we've got a Chelsea editor, can't you?
Absolutely. I always feel with this as well, I think one of the reasons you actually come out, and you know the pitch is going to be perfect.
Ah, there you go. Some Arsenal boys, they are here. Yeah. There is the evidence.
But you know the pitch is going to be perfect, and half the reason is you just want to get out the dressing room, and you know, because you know you're going to spend at least an hour in there before you're ready to come out and play.
There's a few old teammates mixing there, Petit with Thierry Henry and Patrick Vieira.
Yeah.
They won't be as friendly when the match starts, will they?
You would hope not, certainly. And, I mean, I think that is one of the key areas, isn't it? The kind of midfield area of Vieira and Petit, and I think Petit will be talking there to Henri, thinking, I hope he has a nightmare.
He's come a long way very quickly, and that was Ashley Cole. That's obviously Henri.
Yeah, I think the thing for me with Arsenal this year, Gary, is that they've played excellently as a team, but also it's like every month they've had just one star performer. It was Henri early on, Lundberg currently at the moment in shot, who's been absolutely brilliant. Bergkamp's had that spell, you know, and they've been outstanding, and I think they've lifted the team when it's needed lifting. But there's no doubt that you're looking at you know, people like Vieira here with Arsenal. They are the best team in the country at the moment. If they play well today, it'd be very, very difficult.
There's a rumour flying around, Mark, I can tell you, we're just hearing that John Terry's out with a virus.
Well,
there he is, he looks all right.
Listen, at every cup final, isn't there somebody last minute who always misses out? Yeah. Always, always. And of course, if it's true, then it's unfortunate for him. But I mean, they've got Gallas. I mean, Gallas is going to be a very, very good player. And it looked as though Terry was going to start. We'll have to wait and see.
Right, let's hear from another man that was doubtful for this game, Graham Lasso. He's with Ray Stubbs.
Graham Lasso, thanks for talking to us at this stage. Just want to get on with it, I guess.
Exactly, we've been preparing sort of the last week really, trying to get everybody ready for the game, and coming down a couple of days ago just makes you want to get on with the match, and all the coverage has been quite exciting, trying to predict the results, and nobody knows today. It's going to be a tough game.
Did you feel the injury jinx had just struck you again 4 minutes into the semi-final? You must have worked very hard to get fit.
I have worked hard. I tore calf muscle, and I was fortunate. I had some excellent treatment. I went away and I've made a sort of a very fortunate recovery really. But I'd picked up an injury before the semi-final, but it was such an important game for us that I sort of pushed myself to play, but it didn't work. Today will be different, I hope.
Graham, what's the way to beat Arsenal?
I just think we have to look at our own team, our own unity, and really make sure that we play collectively. And we've got some wonderful players, we've got some great talent, a very excellent sort of an excellent sort of atmosphere between the players as well. So I just hope we can sort of pull it all together today and use the experience that we have to give a good account of ourselves. But Arsenal are a good side as well. We've got a lot of respect for them. It's going to be a tough one to call.
You've been advising some of your teammates to go around and just soak it all in. Why did you say that?
I just think it's something that the FA Cup final, you have to enjoy it. That's the best way to approach it. I think we've all grown up with it. The foreign lads have grown up with it in their own countries, watching the televised sort of finals for years. And I think the most important thing today is for everybody to enjoy it, the supporters, the players alike. And if we win against what are the informed side, then that's a real bonus for us.
Thanks. I just sense a quiet confidence that you're going to overturn it and do this afternoon within your squad.
We've got to have belief in ourselves. We've got an excellent team. So I think if we, get about our game as well as we can, we'll give a good account of ourselves, and that's all we can do. But I won't say we're going to win it, but I think we've got a lot of belief in our own ability.
All the best. You look the business.
Thank you.
He's a charming bloke, that Ray Stubbs. Garth Crooks is equally charming. He's with David Seaman.
Well, David, it's this time of year, FA Cup final. You've done it before. How do you feel?
Well, great. Obviously the sun's out again, but it's not quite as hot as last year. But we're just looking forward to it. It's a fantastic place to play a final. The atmosphere last year was fantastic. Hopefully, it can be as good today.
You're in the North dressing room. Do you feel lucky?
Hopefully, it turns out to be lucky. It doesn't really matter where you get changed, I don't think. But you want every bit of luck you can get. But we'll just have to wait and see.
You begin a magnificent journey this week, David. If you win it today, you're on your way, aren't you?
Yeah, obviously we are, but we've got a massive game on Wednesday, but today is what we're all focused on, and our minds haven't slipped from that. We've watched a couple of videos and things, and we're ready for it.
Let's hope it's a great day. Thanks for talking to us.
Cheers.
There's the ground, the players all out there, basking in the sunshine.
Why do you think David Seaman's worried that the sun's out? He's not
going to run
around
so much, yeah.
Unless it gets in his eyes, maybe.
I think that's more of a relevant point, but these are the moments that players savour. You try and find a few of your relatives, although most of them are in the bar.
Yeah, yeah, and also, I think you do anything you possibly can to try and shut the game out from your mind.
Yeah.
At these moments, you have a little walk round, talk to the teammates, but you're just idling away the time till 3 o'clock, basically, as a player.
Right, Ray Stubbs, he's grabbed a player who's going to lead them out today, Roberto Di Matteo, although he's had to retire from football. Should be a poignant moment for him, Ray.
Roberto, everyone is so disappointed that you can't play anymore. Chelsea fans very disappointed, but what was your reaction to lead when you were knowing you were leading the team out today?
I was very flattered and very honoured, a little bit surprised as well. But the manager had this idea and the club agreed to it, and I think there's no better way to say goodbye to everybody.
Quite an honour. You have quite a record, scoring after 42 seconds in a cup final. Do you mind if that record is broken, if it's Jimmy scoring today?
Of course not. No, as long as Chelsea wins, I don't mind whoever scores. It's a big day for us, and hopefully we can celebrate later on.
How should Chelsea go about beating Arsenal today? What do you think the game plan should be?
Well, it's going to be very tough today. Arsenal is a very, very good team, and well, hopefully we can catch them on the counter-attack and get one in for us.
Thank you for talking to us. Hope you enjoy the day.
Thank you.
Okay, let's hear now from... No, I was just going to say we're going to hear from Tony Adams, but we haven't got him at the moment, so hopefully we'll hear from Tony very shortly. But
it's a very poignant moment, that, for Di Matteo, and I think it's a great gesture. I mean, you wouldn't say Ken Bates is known for great gestures on behalf of the football club of Chelsea, but I think that's great, the fact he's had to finish his career, but his last moment in front of the crowd, as it were, leading the cup final team out.
Right, let's settle those rumours. Is John Terry fit or is he not?
John, what's happened? What's the news? Are you going to be able to start?
No, I'm not starting today. I'm on the bench, so I woke up this morning and as I got out of bed I felt really dizzy and the room was spinning. I phoned the doctor straight away. He come down. He gave me an injection first thing this morning. Sadly, I'm not going to be involved today.
It's a cruel blow for you. Did you ever think, well, I'll try and get through this?
Yeah, I mean, I went down and had a fitness test with Jimmy this morning. I come through that 100%. I'm okay. I'm fit to play. The manager's just gone with William and Marcel. That's his decision. So,
has this ever happened to you before, being just struck with something like this?
No. It's called a tiger or something. The doctor was telling me it's just when your balance goes in your body, you know, in your eardrums or something. The balance goes. So obviously I can't help that, but I'm just gutted. I really am.
You must be absolutely so disappointed.
Yeah, I was just saying after the manager told me this morning, I just felt like crying. So. But I'm fit to play. I'm going to be on the bench and I'm still part of the team, so that's pleasing for me.
Come on and score the winner, John.
That'll be nice.
Sorry, but thank you for talking to us.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Well, he's trying to put on a brave face, but I mean, he's young enough to have a few more opportunities.
Well, that's on the plus side. Also, as well, if we consider that there's maybe a little bit of a risk over Hasselbank, then I don't think if you're Ranieri, you can afford to play Terry as well, because then you've got two that maybe aren't 100% fit. So I think it's a common sense decision by the manager, but as we say, you know, he has a chance of playing in many other cup finals, John Terry, because he's still very young.
Right, let's hear from Dennis Bergkamp. He's with Garth.
Well, Dennis, you've waited a long time to play an FA Cup final. You've done it. You must feel very special.
Yeah, it is. It's a different experience, I think, when you know that you're playing and that you're really a part of it. It's not the same if you're on the bench or in the stand, I think.
You've got some of your Dutch colleagues played in the other team. There must be as much interest in Holland in this game as there is here in England.
There is, yeah. Well, normally the FA Cup is a special thing in Holland already. And I think even more now with all the Dutch players in there, so yeah.
You're playing better than ever. Do you feel lucky?
Oh, you never know that. I hope that the form is still there, then I can hopefully have a good game in the team as well, and we'll see what happens.
Well, you've got a lucky dressing room. We wish you well.
Thank you.
Right, I promised you we'd hear from Tony Adams. Here he is.
Well, Tony, you've done it many, many times. You're back again. You must be very, very excited about the prospects of today's game.
It's a little cooler than last year. Last year was absolutely roasting, but this year's a little bit of a chill wind, so I'm looking forward to it a bit more.
The prospects of playing Chelsea, I mean, it's very difficult to predict this particular result. Two very good sides, big game players.
Yeah, cup finals are very difficult to predict. It's all about on the day. Hopefully it'll be our day.
Good to talk to you. Thanks.
There's the scenes as we stand just over an hour till kick-off now. Chelsea fans and Arsenal fans, of course, looking forward to the occasion. Let's hear from the Arsenal manager, Arsene Wenger. He'll be hoping for a rather different outcome to last year. He's been talking to Garth Crooks.
After last year's final, your face showed anger. Is that how you felt?
Yes, of course, anger and frustration, because we felt everything on that day went against us, from referee's decision to our chances we couldn't take, and as well in the end the way we gave the goals away. So when you feel that for 83 minutes you sit there and you cannot see how you can lose the game, and suddenly 5 minutes later over, and the cup goes to the other camp, of course it's very frustrating.
You have an excellent record against Chelsea in the cup, but this particular final is almost impossible to predict, isn't it?
Yes, of course, because it's 50-50. I can predict we will win, but I think this team is a team of winners, of winning people, and they will want really to win. But as well, Chelsea is a great side, and it's before the game it's a 50-50, and I think that mental side can make the difference on our side.
Since completing the double, you have a reputation of finishing second. How have you coped with that, you and your players?
I think I'm here, I work the whole season and the whole year with my staff very hard not to finish second, to finish first. And of course, it's always very difficult. You don't work the whole season to finish second. You want to be first, and when we don't finish first, we are not happy. But what is most important is to come back every year and to fight and to give everything to be first.
You said to me a few weeks ago that you would win the championship. You actually said to me you could do the treble. That's gone.
Yeah.
But the double is a distinct possibility.
Yes, of course. We are in the final. Why should we not believe we will do the double? We are in the final. We have 2 games to play and 5 points clear of Man United. Of course, it's still very close, but as well all to do. We know that we have to put the final effort in, and we will do it.
Now the first team's arrived. We've already heard from Mark Lawrenson, Alan Hansen, Peter Schmeichel. A big welcome to you. This is some place you've not been here before, Alan.
First time.
Remarkably.
I am, and always have been, a massive fan of Wembley. People said it was tired, run down and dilapidated, but if you ask me what was the best place in the world to play, it'd be Wembley. The FA Cup final was extra special. It was a one-off occasion. It was the ultimate. But you come here and you walk into this stadium and it's a bit tasty. I cannot wait till 3 o'clock because this place will be jumping. The atmosphere already is quite good. I think at 3 o'clock will be sensational.
Hey, listen. He was even on the pitch this morning.
Honestly, excited?
Can you believe that?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Semi-excited.
Peter, you've not played here, have you?
I've never played here, and I totally agree with that. You come in and you see, you cannot play a bad game here. You can sort of sense what the atmosphere is going to be like. And this is just a magnificent football stadium.
Well, unlike us, Peter, you've still got a chance to play here.
We could play a bad game anywhere.
Yeah, I still got a chance. I mean, I'm going to be giving it a really good go to come here next year and play. Yeah. This is a fantastic place.
It's one of the great days, isn't it? The FA Cup final, I mean.
Well, it's great if you're a player and you're playing. I mean, you were talking before about the build-up. I used to hate the build-up to a match. This time, you know, about 2:05 onwards, it was purgatory until you actually got down the tunnel. And then they'd make you wait in the tunnel, and then you got on the pitch, you'd hear a crescendo of noise, you're on the pitch, and it was like a release, and you just go on it. Graham Lasso says enjoy it, but I think you'll enjoy it if you win. I mean, if you get beaten, you can't enjoy it.
Can I just point out one thing?
You're going to?
That Mr. Schmeichel here has as many medals as you two added together. Cup
FA
final
Cup.
winners.
Oh, cup final, yeah.
Well, that's what we're talking about, isn't it, today?
We wondered why he was here.
Yeah,
You've had some great memories in
fantastic.
finals.
I've won it 3 times. I've also lost one on one occasion.
Which was the most special one for you?
I think the first one, the first time you get here is very, very special. Obviously that day everything went our way. It was raining. We always played well when surface was sort of breezy, and we scored 4 goals. We won 4-0 against Chelsea. But we played against Liverpool as well, where we scored in the very, very last minute of the game.
They used to do that, you know.
Yeah, winning like that made that very special as well.
When you go 3-0 up in the match, you can enjoy it, can't you? Because you know that you're going to win.
I mean,
it's a great
That
feeling.
was my first time at Wembley in an FA Cup final. And, you know, you got used to the idea after 8 minutes in the second half, we were 2-0 up. We knew we couldn't post.
I could never get over the fact of how quickly the whole day went.
Yeah.
And everyone used to say your first time, we've all had it
They all
said,
say it, don't they? Make
enjoy
sure
it,
you enjoy
take
it,
it all in, and they're right, because it's like that, it just goes.
And then you
can't remember all of it. You can't remember it, can you?
Well, you can remember all the build-up to the game
some of it.
before the week. You get your suit, you get your whatever, all
you
the
used to-
interviews and all that. And you know, once the game's finished, that's it. You're on your holidays. It just goes like that.
And you do the song.
Well, you do the song, yeah, that's,
And then you go to the World Cup.
then yeah, if you qualify, yeah,
and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, about this time, the two cup final managers will be giving their pep talks. If they need any help, I've got just the man.
Managing a Premiership football club is very much like running a successful paper merchant. Yeah, you know, a lot of similarities. Here, I have to pick the right team. Yeah? I have to lead by example. Yeah? I have to instill trust, discipline. Sometimes we have a game of football at the back, so similar there. A manager's role at this point in the proceedings has never been so important. The players are picked, yeah? They've done the physical, they're tuned to perfection. Are they ready mentally? Yeah? Yeah? Are they in the right frame of mind to do the job? The will to win, that's where we come in. Yeah, motivation, confidence, yeah, and that's from the goalkeeper to the goal scorers. You know, you've got to be boosting them. You've got to, Mr. Seaman, you are the best goalkeeper in the world. No, you're not playing today, but, you know, no, your hair doesn't look stupid. Of course, moustaches are still fashionable, yeah, in the north, yeah. Jokanovic, chill out. How do you know they're booing you? Yes, it hurts more when it's your own team, but, you know, boosting them. My PE teacher, Mr. Morris, was who, you know, got me into football because of his inspirational management technique. He was fair but firm, you know, and unorthodox, sure. If you forgot your football kit, he didn't make you play in your underpants. He thought pants were unhygienic. No, he made you play with nothing on your bottom half. So, you know, but fair, he was not a hypocrite. He imposed the same rules on himself when he forgot his kit. You know? He was a bit scattered. He forgot his kit every week, though. It was, oh. The greatest thing about football, I think, is that it is for everyone, you know. It's not just for men. And anyone who says it is just for men is a sexist, which I hate. So, you know, women can watch football too. A lot of players are very attractive. So not to me, I'm not, but, you know, to women. You know, for everyone. And if there's two teams that reflect the diversity of our society, it's Chelsea and Arsenal, you know. Black, white, young, old, straight, gay, all in the team. I don't think there's any gays in the team, but is he? Looks so butch, doesn't he? There's a couple of guys in the studio now that prove my point. Do you think that Alan Hansen or Mark Lawrenson would have had the careers they had if they'd have had the skills, but without the discipline, without the concentration? It's not easy passing the ball back to the goalkeeper every single time you get it for 90 minutes. Yeah? They got out the game before they changed the back pass rule. So one step ahead, you know.
Thanks to Ricky Gervais, double BAFTA winning playing David Brent from The Office. I just have to say that, he's a bit harsh. I know, I thought it was a bit harsh.
We used to pass it back to Grobbler only for 85 minutes of the match.
Harsh. But true.
Oh, in fact, we've got evidence that it's true.
Oh, go on.
We knew that you'd have evidence.
Did you?
Yeah, there was a certainty.
This is the '86 Cup final, one that we all remember very well. There you go, Mark. That's Mark with very long hair, by the way.
It was in.
See? And you can pick it up.
Hey, you'd have liked that, wouldn't you, Peter? Being able to pick the ball up. Here, watch Al here. Watch. Oh!
Back to the goalkeeper.
See, Mark bailed you out again. It's incessant. There we go. Mr. Hansen, cultured. Oh!
Good defending, I reckon.
Percentages, that.
Absolutely.
It's made quite a change to the game, the back pass rule, hasn't it?
I think it's made it better.
Yeah.
Because, you know, that thing that kills the game. Whereas now most of the times the goalkeeper gets the ball now, kicks it up the other end, and you know something's happening.
Plus, goalkeepers have to be able to play now, don't they? They have to be able to deal with the ball.
It's the next challenge for goalkeeper now. Goalkeepers now too.
Was that all you could? Was that all you could pick out from that game?
Well, no, but it would have taken hours. If you show the whole game, there's about 57 examples.
The thing is, goalkeepers always think they can play outside.
Aye.
And the five-a-sides you play outside.
Yeah.
Do you? What position do you play?
Up front.
Up front.
What a shot! By the way,
see, you all dream of playing up front. All of you, defenders, goalkeepers, the lot. Anyway, let's just pause for a moment. Let's hear from a man well placed to assess the strengths of both sides. Former gunner, now an integral part of the Chelsea midfield, Emmanuel Petit.
Yeah, it's going to be emotional for me, special, because I had 3 wonderful years there. I kept very good friends there, and I left Arsenal in very good terms. More special, I think, is going to be a FA Cup final, and I would like so much to bring the trophy for Chelsea.
What are your memories of that cup final 4 years ago when you were actually wearing the red and white of Arsenal?
We were so happy because we won before the FA Cup final the Premiership. We've been there without pressure because it was like you know, the cherry on the cake. This year was very special for me because I won 3 trophies, and it was maybe, of course, it was the most amazing year for me.
You're in a good position, though, perhaps to assess the opposition. Can we start at the very top with the manager, Arsene Wenger?
He's done a great job since 5 years, I think. He had big disappointment the last 2 years because he finished always second in the Premiership, and he lost in the FA Cup final last year. But I think his dreams will be to win one day the Champions League.
You've played many, many games alongside Patrick Vieira. Here you are against him directly. What a feeling that might be.
We are friends, close friends, and I think we'll be close as well before the game and then after the game. His best quality, I think, he is generous on the pitch. Everything's coming from him. The ball starts from him, and he's very good as well in front of defense. He protects the defense very well. He's one of the best midfield in the world, yeah. And I think we don't see the best Patrick Vieira yet. I know him very well, so there are some things I can't say as well because I think the worst opponent for him is himself. And I think he knows that as well.
We could sit all day talking about the qualities of the opposition, but I guess now you're through and through a Chelsea player, you've got to believe, and the rest of your team have got to believe, that actually you can overcome those quality players.
I know that for everyone, we are not the best team. Arsenal are in a better position than us because if you are realistic and if you are honest, Arsenal has a better team than us. They are better qualities, better players. It's going to be very, very difficult, but we are prepared to do well, to win the trophy. But as I said, the opponents won the trophy as well, so it's going to be a good fight, and the best we win.
Emmanuel Petit is a player the Chelsea fans didn't think was really putting it in early in the season. He
had a bad start to the campaign, but he's come on. I mean, in the 25 years I've been in English football, there's been some great midfield combinations, but Petit Vieira, just a bit unbeatable. In 98, and I thought Petit was a better player than Vieira then. Great going forward, great defensively, good in there, could play left, he could play in the middle, he could play centre-back. I think moving's cost him. He's come back to Chelsea. For the first 3 or 4 months we didn't see the best of him. I watched him at Anfield 4 weeks ago. I thought he was absolutely awesome. Controlled the game. He just picks up and plays it, gets it back. It's going to be one of the great confrontations today, him against Vieira, that's for sure.
Good partnership, aren't they?
Absolutely, and
Used to be.
Used to be, and they won the double with that partnership. But he's a great player. Obviously, from a goalkeeper's point of view, looking at Petit, he's got a great shot on him as well. And I think he scored one in the World Cup against him where I absolutely did not see the ball.
Yeah.
I think he's a key player today.
That's because you were sleeping.
Yeah. I think it's taken a while for him in terms of his partnership with Lampard.
Yeah.
I think in terms of Petit, and to be honest with you, up until the turn of the year, his form was poor for one, with so much quality. But you wonder whether his mind's been concentrated in the second half of the season, because the World Cup, obviously a great run in the FA Cup through to the final. But that's one of the big key issues today, that the battle between himself and Vieira.
Well, there's never been any doubt about Patrick Vieira's ability, is there?
No.
It's temperament occasionally, but certainly not his ability.
I think
Not
he's
so
worked
bad
on that.
recently, yeah, he's worked on that, yeah.
I think he's done really well this season. I don't think he's been booked that many times.
But there he's got the class, he's got the ability,
yeah,
he's forceful, he gets the ball, plays into Bergkamp, he's on the move.
I don't think his game has suffered, even though he's sort of calmed himself down.
Great going forward.
Good vision.
Can pick men out. He's got everything.
I think everyone says about football as well, it is such a simple game, and when you watch him play, he plays it extremely simply. He doesn't try to do anything that he's not capable of. Great buffer in terms of in front of the back players, and yet when he does go forward, that long stride, recovery in the tackle, and there you are, see a red shirt, pass it, go forward.
He's got strength, he's got pace, he's got vision, he's got a big heart, he plays well in the big matches, and he scores the occasional goal. Look at the quick...
Yeah, but apart from that,
his temperament's a bit suspect, but like Pierre says, he's worked on it. The flashpoint's no longer there. And he's a great asset for Arsenal.
He's matured a lot this year.
And we hope he stays at Arsenal as well. And, I hope he doesn't go to foreign fields in the summer.
I think the
great player
fans,
for the Premiership.
I think they're open that if they get the double, that will persuade him to stay.
And also, I think this Premier League, and it really suits him. I think you see, we talk about Petit leaving England, and I don't think he had a lot of joy, and that's why he came to Barcelona.
Wasn't a bad move though, was it?
No, it's not a bad move, but it's just a completely different setup, completely different life, and a different way of playing football. And once you've played here and you've made your name here, I think you belong to this country.
We're both saying the big mates, but we can't wait for the first tackle.
Oh. Well, no doubt Patrick Vieira is a great player, but there's no doubt in Arsenal's man of the moment.
Sadness there.
Freddie, you've experienced the joy of scoring in an FA Cup final and the disappointment of losing one. What went through your mind at last year's FA Cup final?
I was very disappointed afterwards. I think maybe we should have killed off the game earlier. You're always disappointed when you lose, but especially if you play worse than the other team and you can just, the other team was better and you have to accept it. But we maybe thought that we played a bit better than Liverpool, maybe deserved to win it and wrap it up earlier. And I think that made it even worse, and it was pretty hard.
Does this FA Cup final against Chelsea mean more to you now, bearing in mind you lost last year's?
Of course, you don't want to lose 2 cup finals in a row, but personally it's just important to focus on this game and don't put any extra pressure on it. There's a lot of pressure anyway, so just take a game as it is.
Maybe a torrid afternoon for Watford, and here he is, he's in again. Lundberg gets number 2.
You've had an amazing season, 16 goals so far. What's it down to, Freddie?
I don't know. It's just the whole team has been in good form, and I don't know. The team usually plays well in the spring, in the running, so just well to right, and like I said, I thank the team.
Your image is important. Today you're sporting a interesting hat. How important is image to you, Freddie?
Not really. it's not really important. For me, I just said, always said that I'm just going to be myself. If people like it, it's up to them. If they don't like it, it's up to them. I'm just going to keep on being myself.
Does it get on your nerves, the fact that we commentators are always talking about the wonderful strike in your hair?
No, I mean, of course it's good if you concentrate on the football, but I mean, I know I have in England it's a bit unusual, my haircut, so I have to accept that people talk about it, and it's nothing that I look for, just how I am. And then, for example, in Sweden, it's not that a lot of people colors their hair compared to what I do in England, so I've done it for many years, and it's just how it is.
And here's Ljungberg, and the new man has scored within 5 minutes of coming on for his debut.
I think you've been at Arsenal now for about 3.5 years. You've not won anything yet. Have you had time to think about that you could be a double winner in the next few days?
I mean, like I said, when I moved here, I won the cup and the league at home in Sweden, and I just want to win it with England, with Arsenal as well in England. So, of course, it would be great for me to win it, but at the moment, I just try to see it. We have the FA Cup final on Saturday. That's it. That's what I try to concentrate on.
What a lovely hat that was.
Oh, it's
definitely wearing it for a bet, that's for sure.
It's a tea cosy. But he's done well, hasn't he? I mean, he does time his runs as well as anybody.
He's intelligent. He's intelligent. He looks along the line. Very difficult to pick up when you look along the line and you run across it. Of course, he can finish, but also you've got to have a supply. And Bergkamp's absolutely phenomenal. Just playing it through between defenders. Ljungberg onto it, it's in the back of the net. As I say, very difficult to pick up.
Remember here last year when Liverpool stole it from Arsenal, and I think Henry was interviewed afterwards, and he said, what we need is a fox in the box.
Yeah.
They've got one. I mean, they signed Jeffers, who hasn't been fit, unfortunately for him, but if anything, he's prepared to hurt himself getting in there to get the goals, and something that you could certainly level at Arsenal last year. They just didn't have that kind of player, but he's been brilliant for them the last kind of 2 to 3 months.
He's come back from injury at the right time. Pires got out of injury. I thought Pires, perhaps the best player they've had all season, and he's come in and he's taken over that role, and 6 goals in 6 games from a midfield player. It's just fantastic.
Okay, we know the lineups now, so let's have a look at the Arsenal team first. It's Adams and Campbell at the back, no Keown. Does that surprise you at all?
Surprised me. I would have. I mean, it might be Tony's last game in the FA Cup, but I would have gone Keown Campbell.
You wouldn't have played Tony?
I wouldn't have played Tony. I think that Keown's got more mobility, and in a game like this, against Hasselbank and Gudjonsson, I think that mobility would be king.
Apart from that, Peter, no real surprise.
He's got so much experience. We've seen clips of him during the day, and he's never been the quickest of players. He's always, read the game really well, and I don't think it's a big problem for them. I would have gone with that as well. Adams is a fantastic player for me.
No real surprises apart from that, Mark?
No, I don't think so whatsoever. And also that, you talk about going into the FA Cup final with loads of confidence. I mean, they've got bucket loads of it at the moment. Campbell's back, and I think, undoubtedly the key issue today for them is Campbell and Adams versus Gudjonsson.
Very attacking lineup. Goals on the right.
Yeah.
And there's goals from everywhere.
Yeah.
So that should be good for the game.
I think there have been far more doubts about the Chelsea lineup. So I mean, with this doubts about Hasselbank, Lasso, and now the Terry thing, the fact that he can't play because he's got a virus.
Well, there's also the worry, Babayaro's just got himself fit, Lasso down the left-hand side. I mean, how long are those two going to be able to last? So if you're from Arsenal's point of view, you'd be probing certainly down there. I mean, it's a blow for Terry, but I think Gallas is a wonderful, wonderful player. And I mean, his combination with Dessay, like we're talking about, Campbell and Adams, again, that's the key area against the likes of Henry and Bergkamp.
Such a responsibility in the back four and the keeper to play well.
Yeah.
Because, as I said before, Arsenal goals come from everywhere. Yeah. And if Chelsea are going to win this match, then they've got to play well defensively.
That's when you look at the two teams, you look at Arsenal and say, the goals can come from anywhere. And you look at Chelsea and you look at the front two and say, that's probably where the goal has to come from.
I mean, there has to be a slight doubt about Hasselbank. We've seen players in the not too distant past come and play. I remember.
Well, it happens every time, but you've got to play them. There's certain players that you say, doesn't matter if they're only 25% fit, play them.
Yeah.
It means that much.
At least
to
you've got to
Chelsea.
give it a go.
Yeah,
it's the last game of the season, really, for them. It's
Peter,
the only game they have in the season.
Peter, let me get you on your specialist subject, goalkeeping. We've got two good goalkeepers in this final. I mean, David Seaman, so much experience, but Cudicini's had a really good season.
Cudicini, we've been looking through the way, Chelsea's way to this final, and one thing that really sticks out here is the way Cudicini's played. He makes fantastic saves. His reactions are fabulous. This is like a sort of a basic save, but we get one or two absolutely fantastic. This is one of them where he keeps them in the game. The score is 1-0 at the time, and this one is just fantastic. And he has been a fabulous goalkeeper for the Moors. I think a lot of people doubted him in the beginning of the season because he's a smallish lad.
Is there a weakness there, Peter? He looks like a shot stopper. Could he be susceptible to crosses, do you think, or is there no sign of that?
Stop the ball, it's not a weakness. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
That's a very good point.
It's relevant. I mean, we all have sort of a perception of what a goalkeeper should be. Catch the ball, and you got to be big and strong, and you said that they can't play, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Their job is to stop the ball from going in the net.
In English
when
football,
these guys mess it up, because at the end of the day, they should just stop everything
I
from coming.
can't believe it's taking you. You're sitting between two central defenders. It's 25 minutes to have a go at us.
Yeah, first chance.
What about David Seaman? Has he been the best English goalkeeper of the last? Is he still number one?
He still is. I'm a big fan of David Seaman. I like that he's so calm and he does his job. He doesn't make things difficult.
Is he as calm as you were?
He's nearly as calm as I am. No, but he is a fantastic goalkeeper, and that's what you want. You want somebody at the back that you can trust and play. He plays up to a certain standard every time he plays, and that's what you want. I mean, you'd agree with me.
Oh, he's a fantastic, and I think it's a tribute to him and Tony Adams. If you look at Liverpool's second goal last year, the own goal, where Adams didn't get across quick enough and David Seaman doesn't get down to his left-hand side quick enough, that they're still going, they're still competitive, they still want to win, he's still making vital saves.
This one,
that's a great save.
Interesting.
This keeps England in the game.
Yeah.
That's at 1-1.
Vital save.
And that is a fantastic save.
Well, not only that one, there's also a save against Finland as well. He's been outstanding for England since everyone questioned the fact that should he still be playing for England.
Well, the remarkable thing is this is actually his first FA Cup tie of the season because Richard Wright has played in every round.
But not.
He'd be disappointed because he's played exceptionally well and to miss it in the final.
Not a surprise.
You've got to play what you.
But that doesn't mean you say you're not be disappointed. He's going to be really disappointed. The boy.
Okay.
But he's got plenty of time to get FA Cup.
That's what they always say. You've got plenty of time left.
Well, that's enough on goalkeeping.
Yeah, they're so bored in the goalkeepers.
They get in the way. I just think they always get in the way. Let's talk about
a decent central defender.
Let's talk about a central defender. We can hear now from Marcel Desailly. He met up with another of the game's great central defenders, or so he tells us. Mr. Hansen here. What a player he was today, Desailly.
He gave us one of the great defensive performances. The number of times he headed in the second half, the number of times he got in position. Look at us, up, heads it down, stay on your feet, get in position. This is what great defending is all about. You've won virtually everything in the game. You won the World Cup, European Championship, Champions League, FA Cup. Are you still hungry to win more?
For sure. You know that soccer is beautiful and the emotion of winning, it's so magnificent and you still want.
And the FA Cup, great competition to play in?
Yes, I was really, surprised about, the atmosphere and the desires also of the people, because of the FA Cup. This competition, it looks like it's really important here. And I'm lucky because I played the final in 2000 with Chelsea and we won it. And I could really feel the emotion of the FA Cup.
And you're playing against a great side in Arsenal. The atmosphere in the stadium, it should be electric.
Yeah, beautiful. Arsenal playing red. They will be half red, half blue. And Arsenal is also a kind of team that Chelsea don't like, really, because the record of Chelsea against Arsenal is not good at all.
Now, the Arsenal side have got Henry, Is he difficult to play against? Very, very quick.
Yeah, he's quicker than anybody. Then the thing is that you have to take some distance from him and or get the ball before he turns also. But I have my idea how to block him for this game.
And what idea would that be?
This is the secret. It's not any more secretive, I tell you.
Are you going to go tighten him, or are you going to back off him?
I mean, the idea is more to get tight to him when you think that he's going to get the ball, because if you get too close, then if you do the movement right to go left, then you're in trouble.
Arsenal have got a good front two, but Chelsea also, great front two. Hasselbank, Good Johnson. Have they impressed you this year?
When they play together, they are beautiful. They know how to play 1-2. They make great movements. We still need more from them because we believe that they are one of the best couple in England.
What about your centre-back partner, John Terry? You think he's going to be a very good player?
I'm happy because this season is the first season, complete season that he's doing. And it has shown that he can play at that level all the time, but he's now one of the best players.
But you look at the players that Chelsea have got, you look at the squad that Chelsea have got, you should be in the top 2, top 3, you should be winning the championship. Why is it that you can't win the championship?
4 years that I'm fighting for it, for that Premier League trophy, then I don't know. If I had the answer, I would tell you straight away. Most of the games that we played against the biggest team, we have been playing well. We have been shown the people that we were really the good team that everybody was saying. But as soon as we play against a smaller team, then I don't know, we lose something. Maybe we must have a bit more of concentration. Next season, it's another chance. It will be the 5th season for me in Chelsea, and we'll try. We know exactly where we have to work, and I hope this time we'll do it.
And what about Marcel Desailly? Does he want to play for Chelsea for the rest of his career?
Yeah, you know me, it will be finished in 2 or 3 years' time. Then I don't want to move anymore because I found a club where, many famous teams asked me to come in their team, but I wanted to stay in Chelsea because I believe that Chelsea won the Premier League only in '55, I think, and winning with Chelsea could be something magnificent. That's why I still want to stay here and try and give the supporters that trophy who is missing.
And are Chelsea going to win in Cardiff?
Chelsea is going to try to win in Cardiff, yes.
But are Chelsea going to win?
It's going to try. You know, as me, as a soccer player, that it's not possible to say superstition. You never say we are going to win. We are going to try our best, and we'll see what's going to happen.
Well, he's won pretty much everything in the game, but he still harbours ambitions. He wants to win the league with Chelsea.
And he wants to win today,
yeah.
And I think that he's vitally important for him. His pace and the pace of Gallas at the back, if they don't play well, then Chelsea don't win.
Yeah. Well, why'd you ask him about his centre-half partner, John Terry? I mean, you should have known he wasn't going to be playing.
Not a journalist.
I'm not a clairvoyant, not a clairvoyant, you see.
But, I mean, Gallas is a good player as well, isn't he?
Gallas is a great player.
I think the great surprise, the great surprise about Gallas is that he's not broken through into the French team, because, I mean, they're still playing Leboeuf alongside Desailly, but I mean, the fella's been an absolute legend, and when you consider it, he played at Milan, he actually played in midfield. And the team that they had, Desailly, but I think Alan's absolutely, he was brilliant in the FA Cup semi-final. A bit like Petit, as the season's gone on, he's got better, but it is the key today, that those two against Henry.
I did ask him about his indifferent form in the Premiership, and he deflected it completely. He wouldn't answer it.
One of those hard questions.
He's like a politician.
It'll be interesting to see how we.
Oh, there's Floyd Hasselbank there. Just look how he's moving.
He never
he's not very fast.
Looks normal.
He's gone all right.
So it's normal.
But and, as Alan said to Desailly in the interview about how you're going to deal with Henry, and that will be a key thing for him today. So I think that they'll both get very, very tight, and they've both got pace, which, I mean, even against Henry, who's a flying machine. And
I think the problem that when you play against Arsenal, all right, you know Henry's got great pace. I think the problem is how you pick up Bergkamp, because he plays just off. Do you get one to come up and pick him up, or you get a midfield player to... And it's so difficult. He's so adept at getting in that position, and he just, where it comes into his feet, he turns and plays it around the corner. And before you know it's in the back of the net. So you've got to make provisions for him as well.
Let's talk.
That's why the John Terry thing. He wakes up this morning with the flu or whatever. That's going to be a problem for them, because John Terry and Dissery, they've played together. They've got the consistency now, and they've probably sort of already worked out the game plan, how they're going to do that. And now with Gallas, who is a great player, is coming in, it's just going to be that little bit of doubt now.
What about the Arsenal central defence? I mean, another experienced international performer there, Tony Adams.
He's one of the players I admire most. I really do. He came when he can. I think he's learned how to play the game. Great tackler, great in the air, got a big heart, he reads it well.
He's a clever player. I mean,
he's a very, very good player.
I mean, as I said before, he's not the quickest of players, but you see, he just reads the situation, gets a ball cleared, and he's like with Vieira. He gets a ball, he just passes it. Simple. He's not trying to be clever in any way. And he's brave. Most of all, he's brave.
To think what he's gone through, I mean, in prison and recovering alcoholic, and he's still come back and played magnificently for. In fact, it's a movie.
And played 19 years at the top.
It's going to be a movie, isn't it? We're all in it.
But also, I think his presence as well, both on and off the pitch, is a massive incentive to his teammates.
This is a game he actually played poorly, and I remember doing this. There's 5 minutes to go, and this guy thrives in adversity. If he's playing badly, he'll still come up with the goods.
4-0, Pete.
He's just been a superb player, absolutely superb. And I'm saying he shouldn't be playing. What am I talking about? He shouldn't be playing.
I
don't know either. Watching that lot.
Well, he's playing alongside Sol Campbell. I mean,
well, Sol's been out with a hamstring. I think that he's had a great time for Arsenal this season. After a relatively poor start when he wasn't 100% fit, I think he's come good. He's a very, very good player. I mean, obviously he's got the problems positionally, and when you're playing against the front two of the class of Gudjonsson and Hasselbank, then you might have a problem. We shall see.
OK, now with two defenders and a goalie in the studio, it's not surprising we've thus far ignored the forwards. Let's restore the equilibrium. Earlier this week, I caught up with Thierry Henry. You've only been in the country about 3 years, Thierry. Has it been long enough to grasp the feeling that there is in this country for the FA Cup?
When I first arrived here and I was hearing stuff about the FA Cup, and when the FA Cup is around, you always have like old games and everyone is talking about the FA Cup and all the fans, it means a lot. And I really, realized how much was the FA Cup when we played Spurs at Old Trafford. The noise that day in that stadium was just... I played some games like as well important in a big stadium and stuff, but that was the most exciting game that I've ever played. So then I started to realize that how much it means for the fans and obviously for everyone in the team.
You enjoyed the cup run this year because you got to the final last year and you let that one slip. So you've now given yourselves the opportunity to put things right, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean it was like I still think about it now. Sometimes I have some moments when I'm at home. And as you know, when you play as a striker, when you didn't kill the game, and all the time I keep saying, sometimes some opportunity that I missed. But at the end of the day, that's the FA Cup final. Sometimes I thought we had the cup in our hand already, and then we lost it.
So now you really want an FA Cup winners' medal? Then?
Obviously, as I always say, you might as well win it when you're there. So obviously, yeah, I'm more than focused to win that cup.
Marcel Desailly, great player, but do you know perhaps whether he's got a weakness?
No,
have you got a plan? That's what I'm trying to say.
I don't have any plan. It's just like I know Marcel well, as you know.
Because I can tell you something. He's got a plan for you.
No, but Marcel is always saying stuff in a joking way, but me, it doesn't really matter if I play against Marcel. I just want to win it no matter who is on the other side, you know. They will still be my friend, I think, at the end of the game.
But I suppose it would be unthinkable to lose the league, but the FA Cup as well, all of a sudden you could repeat the double, even though you weren't there then. But
I think, I don't want to sound, you know, pretentious or arrogant, but it's time. If you don't want to do it now, I mean...
there'll never be a better opportunity.
Yeah, a double is not that easy to do.
No.
It's really not that easy to do, and you can do it this season. And after we've been struggling, you know, we lost that UEFA Cup final, then we lost the Cup final. All the time we were nearly there, and then, you know, that's why, you know, we can almost can smell it in a way that, but it's not there yet.
You've done fantastically well. I mean, everybody says what a brilliant player you are. You've surprised a lot of people. Have you surprised yourself?
Yeah, in a way that I think I will be fair. Arsene Wenger surprised myself. When I arrived here, I was playing as a winger at the beginning, and then the boss said to me that he wanted to play me as a striker, and because I will have another part on the game.
What did you think when he said that? Did you think, I'm not sure about that?
No, because even when I was playing in the national team with the French national team, he was coming to see me and saying that you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time on the wing. Play as a centre forward. I will tell you, and then everything is going to change. Then to take that risk, to relearn to play as a striker just before the Euro 2000.
Big gamble. But now you must think, good decision.
I have to give all the credit to Arsene, because sometimes I wanted just to give up, and he was saying to me,
give up the position, you mean?
Yeah, just give up the position, and he was saying to me, just wait a moment, he won't come back like you know, and he said to me, just wait, and he will come back, and you will come back in the national team, you will be playing in the Euro 2000, and you will score a goal, and everything that he said happened.
You've got a World Cup winners' medal, European Championship winners' medal. If you win the double, and then go and win the World Cup again, you might as well retire at 24.
Well, listen to me, it's far to be done, you know, and it will be great to start with it. But as we were saying earlier, Chelsea are a great team, but that's the game to win, you know. So, you know, no matter what happened in the past, or it's going to be a tough game on Saturday.
A thoroughly nice guy and not a bad player.
Just a touch. Defenders hate playing against pace, but when you've got pace in abundance and the class and the trickery to go alongside it, we've always said that we don't think he's a clinical goal scorer. If he has got a weakness, that would be it. But
he's only got 30 this season.
He's only got the 30, but he is just a fantastic player. And I mean, he talks about playing wide on the right, and Wenger transformed him into a centre forward. This man here, when you talk about pure creation, on the pitch today, there's only one man, and that's him. He gets into his feet, he looks, he picks the player out, he can play it around the corner, he can play it long, or he can get it turned and fire it into the back of the net. And he's in a hot streak at the minute.
Not a great day to be a goalkeeper, Peter. I mean, there's so much firepower out there.
We have to remember they're up against a very, very good defence. Gallus and Disick, we talked about that. So it's not going to be that simple. It sounds very simple when you say that.
No, it's always simple.
But they are class players, and Henry is a very difficult player to play against from a defender or goalkeeper's point of view, because you can't read him. He's got so many tricks, and he does it not, you know, he does it at pace. So
it's interesting what Desai said, that, you know, you've got to go tighten him. Don't let him turn and run at you. So right from the word go, as soon as it's played into Henry's feet, you've got to be right close to him, because if you let him turn, he can destroy you.
There's quite an atmosphere developing out there, Mark.
Brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. And I think, you know, we were joking before about being here very, very early and walking on the pitch. There was already a good feel about the place. Yeah. Anyway, but it's like it just makes you want to play again. You know, even us old decrepit has-beens, you just want to play on days like this.
Yeah, well, we've always said the atmosphere in this stadium is great, but until you're actually here, and you know, you're in the middle of it.
You believe us now, then?
You don't understand. Well, I believe you now. So vital for this man to be.
There's a big difference from this day into Wembley. Wembley is a good atmosphere. But this is just something I've never
Well,
experienced before.
there's Jimmy. We've just seen Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank there. Now, I'll give you a little stat for you, if my maths are correct. Between 4 of the players out there, Hasselbank, Gudjohnsen, Thierry Henry and Wiltord, you've got 97 goals this season. Surely we're going to get a few today.
It's going to be 0-0.
Probably. Well, if it is,
I don't like it when you
penalties.
give us stats. He's got a great record against Arsenal as well, isn't he?
7 goals in 9 games or something.
He's also one of those who just believes he's going to score every time he plays.
And he doesn't need a lot of space.
I think it's a great mix, Hasselbank and Gudjohnsen, because what you've got the power and the pace of Hasselbank, you've got the technical ability of Gudjohnsen, and they play so well together. Such a good combination.
Look at this,
very little backlift there, isn't it?
And here, this is a fantastic goal, top corner, from an impossible position.
This is the combination we're talking about. Into feet back, in the back of the net. The particular adept at Floyd Hasselbank going over the top of it and then turning Gudjohnsen, playing it around the corner and onto it quick. This is a great goal. Right foot, left foot.
I think for other strikers, I think he's very, very difficult to play with.
Yeah.
But they've obviously found the combination with Gudjohnsen, because he's, Hasselbank so single-minded, I must score, rated by my goals, etc. But I just think Gudjohnsen's a very, very clever player, and it's a good partnership.
And apparently they speak in Dutch, don't they? That's what they say, they speak in
On
Dutch.
the pitch.
And that foxes you completely as well.
Gudjohnsen speaks in Dutch, but he's Icelandic.
He played
for
Holland.
PSV Eindhoven.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
You're not telling me he learnt Dutch.
Well, that's what they say.
I'm very impressed.
That's very clever.
Right,
Do you ever read your notes?
Nah. Well, I can tell you, his dad's here. We played with together in the Icelandic team, which is a remarkable fact. Let's get to the match itself. I mean, everyone's saying it's a really difficult game to predict. Most people fancy Arsenal.
I fancy Arsenal. I mean, I think that 1-11 Chelsea is good. I think if you look at the personnel, is good. 2 different sides to Chelsea. Times they can be delightful, other times they can be disgraceful. They're talented, committed 1 minute, and they virtually blow the opposition away. And other times you go on the pitch and they're going, who cares? Now, sooner or later, you take it into a big game, you'll freeze, you won't play. I'm not saying it might be today, but it could be. I think Arsenal are absolutely flying at the minute. They've got goals coming from everywhere. If they play well, I think they win.
Well, you read the papers this morning, it's a certainty. Arsenal's going to win it. You sort of sense how confident they are coming out of the camp. You heard Arsene Wenger on Wednesday, what he was saying. They've got the right dressing room. They stay in the right hotel. It's just everything is there for Arsenal to take. It's like they just have to turn up and get the trophy. But Chelsea's not had the best of seasons in terms of what they set out to achieve. So I've got a feeling that they're going to go out there and give it everything they have and just maybe steal it from Arsenal.
I'm in agreement. I'm going for
Really?
Chelsea.
Got 2-1 in Chelsea's favour.
Yeah, I am going for Chelsea. I think it'll need big games from the goalkeeper and the 2 centre-backs, and obviously Gudjohnsen and Hasselbank, combination Petit in midfield. But I fancy them today, as well as Arsenal have been playing, and I think they're due a bit of a blip as well, Arsenal. And you maybe say kind of heart over head, but I'm going to go for Chelsea.
Please go for Arsenal and make it 2-2.
I've got to be neutral.
Yeah.
I think Arsenal win.
I'm hopeful for the match. I think there's so much talent, ability and quality in the pitch.
Yeah.
If we get an early goal, let's have a classic.
Let's have a classic indeed. Well, I think it's about time we hand it over to our commentary team.